with all of our athletes from throughout the world. So go and subscribe on that, please, because we've put lots of hard work into that, and we appreciate all of your feedback, of course.
And here's Ben Hanna on his first boulder. Let's see.
Man, I spent time with this guy yesterday. I interviewed him. He's such a lovely man, a very good outdoor climber as well. He said to me, look, this year I thought I was just going to be outdoor climbing. That was what I was up for. Mm-hmm. Now he's on a World Cup circuit.
Which is incredible.
Pretty cool, isn't it? Right, well, he enters the mats. Boulder number 1. Ard, tell me a little bit about this one then. Cordo all the way.
Yeah, so start off with a pretty interesting press move at the start. Wow, not what I was expecting. As you can see, there's a little jib out to the left and two tape to the right. So if he gets his left foot up, he's going to have to bring his right hand down to tap, which would be quite interesting. So he decided to move on and try in, I guess, intended beta.
Yes, I would have done it like this too. Pressing up, you've got to be a bit slow. I understand the run and jump, because usually it is on something like this.
Yeah, I do understand. But actually, a couple people did that. Not yesterday. On Friday, on the qualifications, there were a big jump up to start on boulder number 1. And a couple people definitely did just jump straight up, and that was actually quite impressive. You need a bit of hops to get that going.
Yeah, agreed. Now, Benjamin, interestingly, is changing his shoes, and it allows me to tell you guys a bit of the rules. The athletes do not see these boulders before they come out. They get 5 minutes in a semi-final to figure it out, and Benjamin immediately swapping shoes. I can't actually see what he's put on, whether it's stiffer or softer, but that's generally what you're doing, isn't it, when you're swapping shoes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are, it's kind of hard to find the shoe that is great for everything. A shoe that is generally good for slab is not going to be quite as good on, edging or on little jibs. So, yeah, a bunch of us have a couple pair of shoes to kind of like change around, depends on what you come out and see, especially in semifinal where you can't see the boulders before. In finals, you can kind of plan out on like, all right, so this boulder, you probably don't need this kind of shoe, or you need this kind of shoe, so you gotta kind of change accordingly. But in semifinal, it's all a gamble, and you just have to come out and see what you have.
All right, well, Benjamin is cleaning up this boulder. He hasn't actually got to the run and jump part of this. There's similar to the women's semi-final yesterday, although the women's was much, much higher actually on the wall. I would have been scared by that.
I walked in and I looked over and it was like, wow, this is incredible. It just looked super ballsy, and it looked scary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm glad you said that, because I got laughed at by my co-commentator for mentioning it.
I was scared. Especially, for athletes like Kara, who's having some back issues, taking that fall would not have been easy.
Agreed. Well, Benjamin has used up more than half his time now and not making that much progress. The zone hold on this one is up and left where he is. And remember, with the new scoring system, zones are worth 10 points now. The top is worth 25, and the athletes get minus 0.1 from their score for every attempt to that scoring zone. Sounds complicated. It's actually pretty easy, and you can download a free IFSC app to follow along with all the live scoring.
And as you can see from the past few days, zones now are incredibly important.
Yeah, it's been interesting, isn't it? Because look, let's be clear about something, right? This is a bit of a test year in terms of the score. The Olympics is coming. Things might be tweaked a little bit in the future. Yeah. But you're right. And has that been discussed a lot amongst the athletes?
We definitely talk a lot about how we feel about the scoring system and how it's changed. And, most of us just come to the conclusion that it's too early to say. We just have to see how we feel. I mean, we definitely notice difference, but we don't know if it's good or bad. It just is. Yeah. And that's just,
No, exactly. It's a work in process, so we'll see, but it's certainly fascinating. Right, Benjamin, not enjoying that crimp at the moment.
No. It's looking better this time.
I think maybe because he has to come kind of around that starting hold. That's what makes it awkward.
Definitely the elbow would hit that starting hold a little bit, which will push you out, which will cause you to have more, all right.
I think that's more putting some chalk on the wall and maybe getting a bit of frustration out there.
Maybe a little bit, or just chalking up the wall, which happens quite often. Oh, especially where, your finger would go. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, you can see those fingerprints now. Benjamin's been on the circuit a long time, 15 years competing, so he's a bit of a veteran, and little tricks like that he will use to his full advantage.
15 years?
I know.
did
I was
not know
surprised
that.
as well. He's 26 years old. One of the older members, but there's quite a few. We've got a few athletes who are a bit older. Andrzej Pachak from Slovenia, 27. So he's not the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in fact, forget that. Yuji, of course, from Japan, 29 years
Yeah.
old. Great to have him back in a World Cup. So Benjamin, with 7 seconds to go, leaves the mats with one last long look back at that boulder. He's going to have to let that one go. And we will get a brief period where the brushes, as you can see, come on. Not that bit, but that bit, they get brushed. And our next climber will be Leo Favre from France. And there he is, waiting in the wings. Ard, you were in that position yesterday, and you've been in that position, of course, in semi-finals. What was running through your mind before you ran out onto the stage?
Everything. You know, it's for me, for my first semi-final, I was slightly overwhelmed. Everything was just kind of new to me, and it was a bit of sensory overload for sure. Especially, you know, in Innsbruck and everything with that. It was a lot. You look out and it's just, you know, the sun is shining through. You're just there, still like a tree, photosynthesizing and just like kind of taking it all in. You know what I mean? And trying to like turn that into psyched or, you know, hype or whatever it may be that helps you. But it's definitely a lot. It's not what I expected, but I didn't really know what to expect. So it was a lot.
I love that description, like photosynthesis, sucking it all in. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, that starting position was a bit dodgy from Leo, just trying something. They have to start where those red lines indicate, and you have to be in a controlled position. Now, the wording of the rules has changed a little bit this year, but what the judges are looking for is a differentiation between the movement where they pull up off the mats and then begin the climb. So you can see here, that wouldn't count as a position because he wasn't really in control of it. There wasn't a smooth movement. So it's... that's what the judges are looking for here. And this beginning to the boulder, I mean, it's a tough one. The setters did tell me it was going to be tough.
Yeah.
There's our stadium. And the audience have been filtering in. Temperature not as bad as yesterday, not as humid as yesterday.
No, definitely not. You know, when I was down in the mats, I was actually quite pleased. There was some wind. There was a little bit of blows around. It was a great temperature, but you know, a lot of these athletes, they do train the cold. A lot of the guys in Salt Lake and a lot of guys, you know, everywhere. Sometimes they train the colder temperature, and some of them may experience some difficulty just kind of climatize to this, you know, area. Or basically, to be fair, the circuits is relatively hot. So some of us may have some issues. Some of them might not.
Yeah, the stadium is designed in quite a unique way. It does mean that if there is a breeze, it blows through the stadium.
Absolutely.
Kind of across the wall.
Absolutely.
But it also means that it can blow some hot air across the wall.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it's 50-50 on that one.
Give and take. Depends on how, you know, the weather feels.
I've always feel that, you know, indoor climbing competitions properly indoors. I like the fact we can control it all, but I quite like the fact it's outdoors a little bit.
Yeah. I do like that too, because then it's kind of, I guess that's a tricky question, because some may do like the variables of like, oh, well, now there's, you know, this thing involved with like the wind, the sun, you know, whatever it may be, the temperature, the humidity, and all that stuff, the variables that kind of adds in, kind of, you need to have experience to do well in those kind of conditions. But when it's indoor, everything is just enclosed, everything is controlled, and just there's, you know, it takes out one variable, which kind of in some way takes up a bit of like experience that you just don't really need.
Yeah.
There we go.
That looks better, doesn't it? So he's finally finding the starting position. And look, that toe
With the
around.
toe hook.
And the
Whoa.
match. Now that's super smart.
And
Leo
there's
worked that
zone.
one out. So first points on the board. Remember, he will get the minus deductions for the amount of times he took to get to that position. Ooh, falling off. Now, with all sort of coordination running movements, I always wonder if you could stop, if you can't stop. I remember seeing Yanya stopping where it's impossible to stop. But with this sequence, you'd run all the way towards the final sort of mint bluey.
Personally, I would hope so. It would be very impressive if you could stop on the first one, and it would be somewhat quite unfortunate because it's a beautiful looking move. And, you know, if you were to stop it, it's just kind of take away a little bit of the excitement. But, you know, to each their own, right? It's a competition. Exactly. And it, you know, sometimes it's way more impressive to stop on certain holds.
Well, he's really figured out that first sequence nicely. Hasn't given himself a lot of time to learn the running, though, so we'll have to see if he can figure it out fast. Starts this flick over, much better at
looking
stopping.
Swing.
And from here, you think it's pretty much done, right?
Yep. And that's it.
Leo early on in this comp with the top.
Wow.
I'm very impressed by that because he wasn't going anywhere for the first half of that climb.
And then that's it.
All right, well, there we go. 16 seconds left. One top in the books. And, of course, we're looking for 8 athletes to move through. It's a bit early at this point to make any predictions, so I won't bother. But remember that down towards the end, Do-Hyun Lee looking very good. Sarato Anraku, Diane Akhtar, Yuji Fujiwaka, and then Toby Roberts make up our top 5. So some pretty big names to come in this.
You could definitely switch up the leaderboard a little bit. You know, the later people comes out. And one thing I do want to mention about this is the holds are not as good, and they're actually quite bad. So this climb will definitely favor great movement. So if you have great movement, great swing like this, it's gonna favor you greatly. If you don't have as great of a swing, but you're more powerful, more stronger, it might not favor you as much.
Well, that was the replay. Benjamin is on boulder number 2. So, tell me a little bit about this one. You kind of winced when you look at this boulder and mentioned your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it? Kind of physical and...
It's just one of those things that you just kind of have to put yourself in weird positions that you might not necessarily want. Or at least I wouldn't want. But Ben seems to be having a great time and just cruising through this.
It's much more his thing, this. He enjoys sort of outdoor style boulders.
Yeah.
And look at this from him.
And he is incredibly strong. And
he's going to get this, you know. What a comeback from Ben. That is the maximum 25 points from him. That's a good bounce back, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's making a quick work of that round.
Jiao Fu is on boulder number 1. He's getting a huge reaction from the Chinese crowd, as you'd expect. They really do get behind their athletes.
They really do. You know, it's really amazing to see. He's just putting it all out there for the athlete that's on the mats. And, you know, no matter if you're in the stadium or you're on the mats, you really feel that energy.
So Jiao Fu up again into the press position.
Ooh.
Very different from the way Leo did it.
Yeah, he's looking not too bad on the crimp. Making me a little question how good that thing really is.
Yeah, it's blocked as well, so you've got to be accurate on it. And it's, a tricky start to things.
Wow. And just holds the left hand into the zone. See how he does the swing.
So, quick. Oh! I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was hands or feet. It looked to me like he slipped off the no-tex a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of both?
Yeah. I'm not sure we'll be able to get a replay of that, but yeah, very surprising ping off there. I thought he was set for the swing. How do you pick yourself up after something like that? Is it easy to sort of forget about it and move on?
You know, it's definitely, I've gotten better at it. Definitely most of the time, early on in my competition career, I definitely have gotten beaten down and just kind of like, oh man, like what am I doing? And just kind of get bombed out for the whole round. And he's back at it again. But now it's just, all right, it happens. Move on.
Yep.
Reset, take a deep breath.
But I have a feeling that because he fell on that swing, like he didn't quite generate enough swing that time for me to be able to run across. So it might have just sort of bled into his second go there. And look, you can see him air climbing, trying to figure out these sequences. But he's given himself enough time, 2 minutes just under, to get a run and jump.
Yeah, especially with these kind of routes, you can kind of get maybe 2 or maybe even 3 attempts in, a minute and 40.
Lots of time then. Up towards the next crimp, bumps that right hand. He's doing it the way I read it, but when I saw Leo do it, I thought, oh my goodness, yes. Like, that's the obvious way. It's an interesting one.
I questioned myself a little bit too when I saw it. I was like, oh, whoa. Didn't really think about that beta at all.
No, I didn't at all consider it. I just thought bump like this, and it does work. Perhaps Leo just found an easier way through that. Let's see. He needs just to get a bit more flick with this swing. He's just trying to drive too much off the arms, I think.
Yeah, I feel not enough momentum coming into it from the hips.
Well, 57 seconds now. He heard the minute buzzer go. And this is where the frustration starts to kick in a little bit, because you still have to repeat that right hand move that is, it's a bit low percentage.
Absolutely.
And you can see there, I mean, that's what I mean by it. You know it might take you a couple of goes, that costs you points, it definitely costs you time.
And when you hear that beeps, everything kind of just speeds up. You start rushing, and it's just a weird, weird feeling to be in.
All right, let's see if you can find something a little bit more flicky here. That's better.
Oh.
22 seconds. Now he's got a decision to make. Yeah, go, go, go. He's got to have no time. Doesn't even chalk up. Straight in. But no, starting to rush now. And with 10 seconds to go, he is going to say goodbye. Keqiao says goodbye to us. He will go back and reset. And next up, a Belgium legend in his own right. Hannes van Duysen is waiting somewhere underneath that arch to hit boulder number 2. And I think we'll move on down to, I don't know, not boulder 3 yet. Next rotation for that one. By the way, I'm very impressed by the judge on the right-hand side, who's got some very dynamic brushing techniques on boulder number 1. Right, this was Ben's flash. Physical moves, but his cup of tea, really, as you said, super, super strong. Powered his way through this sequence. Look at those legs going up above his head. Found that left arm, drove the right foot onto a jib, and look at that celebration from him. That meant a lot. So, Leo back on. He climbed the first boulder, remember. Hannes van Duysen down on the right-hand side, gets his 25 season off. And I wonder how he'll figure this out. I think he's going to press. Yeah, up he goes.
Ah, there.
And Leo facing
Whoa.
out. Hannes coming straight down, not liking that. Keep a little eye on the background there as Leo gets stood underneath and twists his way out left.
And that works. Wow.
Hannes, look at those shoulders. Leo, we're watching him in the background now. Holds the sloper, looks right. This is the coordination compression move. Missed the left hand. I tell you what, that was a heck of a flash by Benjamin at the beginning.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Really was. I love it in a semi-final because although we've read it with the setters, we don't really have any idea of how the athletes will sort of find the boulders. And I always think it's a bit of a journey, and hopefully you watching at home understand that, because we are discovering it with you. And especially early on, you never know if it's a boulder that's flashable or whether the athlete is just on incredible form.
Yeah.
Have to wait and see. Right, Hannes, up again on the right of your screen, pressing up with the palm. For people who don't get it, Ard, because it looks like he's fully hitting that crimp, and yet he's falling off every time. So what's kind of going on in that movement? What's making him fall, do you think?
So it could happen with a lot of different things. Well, of course, temperature is one of them. Sometimes, your fingers slightly just offset with each other and kind of cause weird pressure, and that will kind of throw you off. Sometimes it's not even the physical thing. It's just kind of like the mental aspect of it. It's like, oh, I hit this slightly off, and I'm on, for example, my back two more than in my front two, or, oh, my middle finger is kind of on my ring finger, or whatever it may be.
And I guess the bad fit, I mean, we just saw him slip off with the feet there as well. Because there's not a jib on that volume, you're kind of going off of what is textured, but still not a great angle to stand on.
And you really do want to give that volume a lot of pressure, so you kind of have friction on that. But if you push a little too hard, you're going to be up way too high. So you kind of have to play that game of like, how much do I want to give and how much do I want to take.
Yeah, it's a balancing act, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, Leo has got pretty close. Hasn't sent this yet. Has 2 minutes on the clock. Facing out. Again, I sort of saw that maybe differently, but he's making very good on the face out. Rotates through. And a bit outside. Smacked his hand against the wall there, it sounded like, as well.
Yeah. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, he's brushing what is kind of a pinch on the edge of that volume, but really tricky to get your thumb onto the white volume there. And you can sort of hear the thought processes going on in their heads here as they wait. Leo's doing an Oriane-style sit, facing away from the audience. And again, I won't give it away, everyone, but by tonight, okay, I think you need to have found out what happened in the women's finals yesterday.
Definitely electric.
It was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was tense, put it like that. Hannes not getting these fingers fully on that crimp. Leo still the only one to do the left hand beater and then the match. And coming up to a minute left on the clock here. And it's looking up. There's a sort of a cluster of holds for his left hand to create sort of a handhold.
Oh, he's going straight to the zone.
With a minute to go and you're not making progress, I guess it's time to try something new.
I guess so.
Figure it out, see if you've missed something. And hello to everyone who is joining us from all over the world. I know there are some people watching in Europe. A couple of people with early jobs have messaged me saying I'm up at 4 or whatever o'clock it is in the morning listening. But or maybe they're watching in retrospect later on. But hello to everyone. This is the men's semi-final. Men's final later on tonight. And Leo now making some progress on this. Back to where he was the time before. Already got the points for the zone, remember. Shoulders shaking, whole body shaking.
Just muscling through that route.
Looking pretty tired there. 8 seconds to go. Leo will have to say goodbye with just the zone, and Hannes not getting any points on that. And he just sort of clapped his hands in frustration there off camera. He was not happy with that one. Let's see a replay then. This is going to be Leo and his closest attempt. Around the corner, thumb pressing into that white volume. Looked good on the zone. Was this next move, and he just is a bit low on that left hand.
Yeah, seems like he can quite get the friction on that.
Xiao Zhu is down on the right-hand side. Xiao Fu is in the middle, and then Benjamin Hanna is on the left.
And first one on the third boulder.
There is Xiao Zhu.
Benjamin is definitely, more of a powerful and very muscly climber. So I'm very excited to see how he climbs this boulder.
He's certainly going to be enjoying the crimps. He told me he loves a disgusting crimp, so we'll find out. Because you are on some pretty gross holds on M3 and the steepest part of the wall as well. And both you and me on M3, we'll talk about it maybe, we can't see it right now, but Fu is up into the starting position.
Oh, making that move look quite easy.
Look in the background, Benjamin's just cruised the first move, and then drops the one after that. Fu with a toe hook. Ooh. I think that keeps him a bit low.
I feel like that limits his reach a little bit.
There is, but let's talk about his first move, because both you and me went, ooh, we saw that thing.
It is quite rough, for sure. The left hand is quite high. So, I don't know, I'm slightly worried about the shorter athletes. They may have to jump. But even if you're tall, I feel like you still have to jump slightly, just to, be able to get any leverage off that left hand. Right hand start is quite a good crimp. Not that good, but it's quite good.
It's got an edge to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, but I would not one arm off it.
No, and then feet first to his seat. Oh, he's got a knee bar.
Whoa.
Says did not mention that to me.
Wow, and he's looking quite good on that.
I'm pretty sure he's found something unique there.
Whoa. Let's see if anyone else in the round finds that.
As an outdoor climber like Benjamin is, that is such an outdoory thing to find.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just find the knee scum. Just find anything that gets you anything.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason I say that for people who don't know is that outdoor climbing, you can usually find knee bars in strange positions, especially on very overhanging routes.
Yeah.
And certain people are very good at finding them. Look at this from Fu, launching up high, matches the 10 now. Has he got some energy left to do this move? It's probably the most powerful move on this boulder.
Bring his left foot down.
Big launch.
Oh, not quite.
Fu has taken some big falls so far.
Whoa. And a really good attempt on boulder 1.
Yeah, athletes flying all over the place here. Now, I've been told at some point we are going to get some split screen action here, but with the 3 close together, I think the decision has been made to keep it like this at the moment. Hopefully we'll see that later on. And we will keep you updated with scores, but remember that free to download IFSC app on the App Store or wherever you get your apps from. Sound like an advert there. You can follow along with all the scores there as well. Right, so up on the right. And in fact, there are the scores. Look at that, as I say that. So Benjamin Hanna out in front, 34.9, leading the way over Leo Favo's 34. You can see this new scoring system coming in here. And those boxes down on the left, they fill all the way up, fully white for a top, halfway for a zone, therefore 10 points, and there's a line through it if the athlete has not scored on that boulder or is currently not scored on that boulder. New graphics this year for us as well. And there we go, look, explanation. It's like someone's listening to
Just
us.
in time.
Amazing. Benjamin with that right knee in. I love what he's found there.
Ooh. Yeah, since those are fiberglass and, just bare skin on the fiberglass does not feel good, especially if you are putting that much pressure onto it on overarm.
I have a feeling Ben just chalked his... Oh, look at this.
There we go.
Keqiao will top this thing out. Fantastic stuff from him. And look at that reaction from the crowd and from him. Keqiao will take the maximum points minus the falls from that one. Good work as he celebrates with our camera. And back to ISO. Right, Benjamin again. Up he goes. Keep an eye as well on foot in the right of your screen. I saw Benjamin chalk his knee up. Now, I don't necessarily think it's for grip. I have a feeling he's got a bit of a graze going on there, and he might want to just disguise a little bit of that.
Maybe. Not sure if I want to comment on that.
No, exactly. Yeah, athletes use all sorts of tricks. We don't allow blood on the wall.
To all the officials, we take care of everything before we get on the wall, so don't even worry, don't even look.
Well, you just don't want them to look at you. This is what's going on here. Art doesn't want to sabotage his later semi-finals. So, let's see a replay of Fu. This is as close as he came. Not bad, but oh yeah, nasty slip there off that move. And this was the top we saw. Look at how excited he got at the top. And they're celebrating as he came down. So, Leo is back on. Hannes gets to reset on number 2. We know where the high point so far is. And then Sota Amagasa, fairly low qualifying position for him into the semi-finals. So a bit of work to do, but this man's won gold medals before.
So, anything's possible.
Yeah, he didn't enjoy some of the quali boulders yesterday. Sorry, it wasn't yesterday, was it? Friday.
2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, look, that knee bar is there. Obviously, it is a knee bar in that.
And looks like the cleaning kit's out. They brought the ladder.
Yes, I think if there's any blood, the setters will go and clean it off the wall. Yeah. Of course, it's a health and safety.
But Leo found the knee bar, which is going to be great.
Yeah, so obviously that knee more obvious when you're down on the mats than we saw it. Hannes kicks up, pressing underneath, comes round the corner, palming, sliding that right hand.
Interesting beta by Honest over there.
Yeah, not how you would have done it.
I would have just put my left foot up on the jib and then just slowly flip.
Okay.
I don't know, but Hana just also got a very strong compression, so he definitely could just hold things that no one else can.
Yeah, we know how good Hannes is on slabs, but he's very powerful as well. So Leo is resting, putting on some chalk. That's liquid chalk the athletes use. We have got some climbing going on the right-hand side, but we're sticking with Leo here as he approaches. As Hannes asking for a brush. Sota Amagasa starts the swing. Across he comes. Got a bit crossed up with the hands there in the middle.
Seems like he wants to stop on the first blue and the second purple, which would be interesting, which would be actually very cool if you could do that.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, these are kind of the boulders that has so many different betas that you can do. Maybe, grab the first purple and then a toe hook would be possible. Maybe, you do what the other two did, which was practically skipping the first one, go to second, and then the two blues. Or, maybe Sota could pull out the one and then stop on the first blue and the second purple, which would be really cool.
It would be. Well, he's easily getting through that first move now. And you said that right hold, when you looked at that, you were like, oh, that's a pretty good hold. Mm-hmm. So I understand what his thinking is.
Yeah.
But I think if he just goes maybe one more hold across, he'll be able to catch that right hand a bit better. Leo's going again. I wonder if he's going to find this knee bar for a second time.
And he will.
Locks it straight in. Makes the match. Up with the right hand. This is better from him.
Oh.
So, the setters didn't mention a knee bar to me, right? Which doesn't mean they're busy. They might just not have told me. But I wonder whether it's one of those knee bars that's actually a bit of a red herring. Like a bit of a trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it looks good, but it's kind of... oh, look at
this. And he made it work.
He did stop and misses the blue one completely. Comes up. Great work from Sota Amagasa, who does something a little different on boulder number 1.
Wow. Yeah, back on boulder number 3. I think the knee bar may lock you into a position that you might not want to be in. There's going to be, the next volume on, there's a jib there. So that would be a nice pivoting point for your foot to go out for the zone and to the next. So maybe, the knee bar will definitely lock you in a position that you just cannot get out of.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that develops as the round goes on. This yellow boulder again. Ben Hanna, what a flash that was on this thing. Harder than he made it look.
Absolutely.
So Leo's got to go quick. He might want to have rested a little longer, but he hasn't got time for that. 30 seconds. Hannes as well is on the wall. Leo goes up, dragging. Now, is he doing something different? No. Cracks in the knee bar. Toe around the corner. And dropping out of that position again. You get the thinking, jam the knee bar in, bring the right hand across, but I do wonder whether just maybe crossing with your feet low rather than... But they did say feet first, so it's obviously intended a little bit.
Maybe this is like, boulder 1, just giving the athletes the options to do what they are good at.
Yeah. And this was the stop with the left hand rather than the right hand. Made it work. It's a good commitment from Sutter. And he must have known there was a different beater intended there. So obviously he felt like he was close the first time he tried it. So, 2 Chinese athletes in the middle. We welcome Perry Blom Thorben out onto the mat from Germany. First German athlete of our semi-final to feature. And Benjamin Hanna down on the far left is underway.
Thorben making quick work to the zone. Oh, and quite close.
Yeah, not too bad. Look in the middle as well. I think that's Fu in the middle here, wrestling with that knee bar. He's got the left locked in, now drops it. And that's what I meant by the knee bar. Because he dropped it, I do think that's maybe the better way to do it.
I do think it is a bit more muscly. It's just more of a wrestle for sure. But it may be better for the next move.
Now, Zhu on the right on boulder number 2. He got boulder number 1, remember?
Good
this could be.
Ooh.
And we have our split screen. Awesome to see. So, just to explain this, the central screen is the big one, obviously. And then that's currently the wide. M1, 2, 3, and 4 come up at the top. We've got the names of the athletes, of course, and then our scoreboard on the right-hand side. So if you're watching on a mobile, maybe tricky to see, but really good to keep an eye on all the action. It means me and Ard here, our eyes just spinning around this.
Thorben making it work. Wow.
So boulder number 1, quickly done by the German there. We'll bump him up the leaderboard too.
I believe that was his second attempt.
All right, so, yeah, a couple of those names may be slightly wrong there, but we're trying our best here. Okay, so our main screen, the athletes all resting there. Benjamin Hanna changes shoes again. Shaking out that right hand hard in the middle of your screen. This is always the thinking part of the round with 2 minutes 30. Yeah, some of the names are a bit tricky. We're working on it behind the scenes. Don't you worry. We'll figure that out at some point. Okay, so Benjamin Hanna up onto the slab on M4. First time we really get to see it. And this is that jump press move on the no texture at the top we were talking about. First seen in Hachiochi. Repeated a few times throughout the years.
Yep. At the Olympics, I believe.
Yep. But the first time that I've seen it on a real no-text press here.
It's actually a very cool move. It's just so particular. And, you know, I've never been able to have the opportunity to try a move like that. So, you know, if I made semis, this would have been a great opportunity for me for, you know, training. But, you know, it's a really hard move to set.
And just to keep you updated with appeals, there's appeal against Benjamin Hanna on M3 zone. So someone is thinking that he didn't get the zone. I, to be honest, didn't see him get the zone on M3. So I kind of agree with that appeal.
You know, that's a hard move. You know, it's definitely hard to say if he did or did not.
Well, the thing is it's hard to see on TV, but the zone hold on M3 is actually the jib, not the volume. We haven't seen a close-up of it yet, but there is a small crimp that is the only one. If it's if the zone hold is pointed to a volume and there's a jib on the volume, then the volume counts as the zone.
Exactly.
Not the case on M3. You can just see it if you look closely there in the middle of your screen. So it goes to the hold, not the volume. So I think that's what's happened there. So I would imagine that appeal will be upheld from what I saw. 50 seconds then. Ben just twisting his body, trying to figure out this slab on M4.
One more attempt for both the Chinese athletes.
Yeah, synchronized climbing here. So comes into the zone hold now. Powerful stuff from him. He's got such dynamic style. It's great to watch him.
Please make it. Oh.
Not going to be. In 20 seconds, that is going to be timeout for everyone here. As we say goodbye. Benjamin Hanna, though, not timeout for him. What am I talking about? Yeah, he's still on. And Benjamin... yeah, keep an eye on the scores for you here. But, yeah, Benjamin Hanna will finish this round. I'm just pulling up the scores. Out in front with 34.9. But, yeah, there is that yellow band across him, the appeal against Boulder number 3. They say he got a zone in 2. I'm not sure he did on that one. Right, this is Thorben here, who got this very quickly done early on in this rotation. Right foot up into the crimp.
Another different beta. Wow.
I do like that about a boulder. I find it frustrates me when there's one way to do a climb. And everyone, just to let you know, Ard Inchupong is in the commentary box with me here. A gentleman I met at Innsbruck last year. He made your first semi-final, smashed onto the scene, and is a fantastic climber. Didn't quite make semis today, but for the future, I know you will.
Next one, yeah.
Right, so the rotation comes through. Leo down on the left-hand side, and we've got Nikolai Rusev on the far right from Bulgaria, and we do have a special feature with Nikolai coming in tomorrow's World Climbing Club. I spent some time in his hotel room. Hannes van Dyssen, meanwhile, is into the zone and making progress on M3 in the middle of your split screen. Keep an eye on him. And he falls. That's Nikolai on your main screen. Up he goes. And he's doing the... Oh, interesting. Less of a big move there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe did he get slightly higher on the press, or did it just look like less of a reach for him?
Yeah. Nikolai is also quite a tall athlete, to be fair.
Yes, he revealed to us in that hotel room that he brings a lot of his own food with him, just so he doesn't get sick. But I saw on his Instagram that he's run out of beans, which is a problem. So if anyone's got a spare can of beans, send it to Nikolai, especially if he gets into finals. He needs that protein.
This is a very close attempt from Nikolai.
Yeah, inches away from catching that left hand that time. Sota Amagasa is on the press, the physical M2.
And Han is asking in front of the brush on M3.
Yeah, and Leo Favo is actually on M4. I think we've got a double screen for him there, but you can see him on your main screen and the split screen as well. And the score on the right-hand side, Benjamin Hannett leading the way. Remember that appeal that is underway for him. So do expect that score to maybe change. And Hannes now stands and looks at M3. Sota with a big catch there. Now gets the left hand up. He's one move away. This should be it for Sota Amagasa, which means it'll be 2 out of 2. Can he bring that right hand to match, though? Puts it onto the jib. Yes, he does, with the match, and full control from him, just making sure for the judges. Good stuff from Hannes. And now Leo, look, approaching this. Now, look, tell me about this move that Leo's about to do. Why do we think it's quite difficult, this?
You know, those Supia holds are not that good. You know, they're extremely high profile, but when you're up there, the curve and it's not as good as you want it to be, and it's very easily, you are able to slip off that very easily, and the foot that you're jumping off that is nowhere to be found, to be fair.
You've really got to trust it, haven't you? Because you've got to stand fully on that super hold. And also, you know, the jump into a press is okay when you've got some friction going on.
Exactly. When it's dual text, you got nothing.
And Leo's been, oh wow, he can't mantle up on that. No, he can't. So he's just readjusting. Nothing for the feet either.
Yeah.
Yes!
There we go, into the zone.
Oh, fingers are now palms. And now this is the jump into this press move. Oh, my shoulders hurt watching this.
Ouch.
Watching this. Meanwhile, have a look at Hannes, who's done without the knee bar, much easier on that move. Leo gets a knee involved, slips.
Oh, Hannes just camping through this boulder. Just missed the right hand.
Yeah, so Hannes very quickly spotted that knee bar is there, but maybe not the best thing to use.
With 20 seconds left, just hopping back on.
And Leo went again. And Leo's going to say goodbye as well. He's going to stay down in third, 34. I'm not sure that's going to be enough. And Benjamin Hanna still with that 34. But, of course, Sota Amagasa up to the top spot now on 49.3 after 2 sends. All right. So, Art, in the little break, tell me a little bit about Thai climbing. Because I've spent a lot of time in Thailand climbing. But, you know, we don't have that many athletes from Thailand.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously Thailand got amazing outdoor climbing, some of the most beautiful places in the world. But competition climbing is not as popular as you would think. You know, climbing is definitely becoming more and more popular and more known in Thailand. There's a bunch of gyms coming up. Actually, there's another one opening up, Balance Prime. Just huge facility, looking very pretty. So even obviously there's money in climbing, there's a lot of interest in climbing. I just can't, truthfully, I can't quite put the finger why there's not more interest in competition climbing. Because there's maybe 5 people who's, you know, constantly training for competition climbing, and that's just not the numbers that we want to be working with. 5 men's and maybe about 5 women's, and that's just, I just wish there's more. That's all. And I just want the sport to be bigger. I want to show the people in Thailand why this sport is so great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it is one of my favourite places to climb. So let's see, hopefully, in the future. Now, I've been told that Benjamin Hanna's appeal will be upheld, so he will get that zone on M3 taken away. It's currently not adjusted on those scores you can see, but I think it will be later on. And then down on the far right, Sam Avazu out and about for France, the Olympian from this summer. And what a powerhouse of a climber is Sam Avazu.
Incredibly strong and very, very good competitor. So with that combination, anything is possible.
Yeah, he's got the good combination of sort of that new school mentality of being very good at parkouring around, but he's also just ridiculously strong. I've seen that man hold on to some disgusting crimps. So 4 split screens going on at once. Right, so we are watching the two Chinese athletes, of course, in our center screen on M4 on that slab. Sam Avazu down on the far right-hand side is re-chalking up. Theo Blom down on M2. Scoreboard on the right.
And the score has been changed for Ben Hanna.
Yeah, that score now bumps down, so that puts him down into 5th place there. So yeah, the score's being adjusted, that appeal upheld. Benjamin Hanna not getting the zone. Right, Thorben Blom here out towards the right. 2 minutes left, not really making progress on that jump yet. Fu on M4 is, the judge is just coming on there. I think he's just showing him the starting position, just telling him where he's got to begin. Oh, wow, dropping down out of that knee bar. Sort of a Mario fall, just sort of dropping down.
Yeah.
And Sam Avazu as well falls out of our frame. So, all action out on the mats right now. And of course, we're looking for just 8 athletes out of this 24 to make it through to tonight's final. Just the men will be featured tonight. The women's was yesterday. And Sam Avazu just doing a bit of brushing duty himself there, just to make sure everything's cleaned up and ready to go. So, Ard, tell me about your competition circuit next couple of weeks. Where are you off to next?
So, gonna head back to Thailand, pack up my stuff and head back home into Seattle. And unfortunately, I am skipping Brazil because I am busy throughout that weekend. And then the next competition will be Salt Lake City.
Cool. Okay.
And then pretty much every other Boulder competition from there.
Sam bobbles. So you are doing most of the Boulder season, but Brazil skipping that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I might want to try some Lead World Cup this year, but it depends on my injuries and if I'm willing to push my body through that and see how my training goes. But definitely that's going to be on the board. I'm excited to explore that more.
Yeah, can't wait to see you climb in the future. Thorben up towards the zone once more. Sam Avazu flings himself again. 26 seconds on the clock. Oh. Close from Thorben there. Close from Sam.
Quite close from both of them.
So what do you think Sam needs to adjust it? 18 seconds. He's still going. Fighting right until the very end here. Sam Avazu.
Come on. And he makes it work.
He's got to be really quick, though. 5 seconds. He knows, and that is a buzzer beater. 3 seconds on the clock.
Wow.
Fast stuff there for Sam. I was just about to say it's not the start Sam would have wanted, and then he pulled it out of the bag on that one.
He just made it work.
Yeah. Awesome stuff from Sam Avazu. Right. Well, we rotate through again. Coming up to Rei Sugimoto now from Japan is out onto the mats. Now, Rei is such an interesting character. 33 and a half years old. Used to compete. Won World Cups back in the day. But, got himself back onto the team. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, at 33, that's not an easy task to do, especially with Boulder.
Especially on Japanese team, too.
Yep. So I cannot wait to see Rei climb here. He's on the far right of your screen. Sata Amagasa back in the middle. Nikolai in green on M2.
And the slab master on the slab.
Yeah, we'd expect him to do pretty well with this, wouldn't we? Hannes very good with his footwork. And needs to be, because only one zone for him so far. That's left him in 8th position and not going to be making finals at this point.
He's going to need it.
Sota, though. He's good on some nasty, powerful crimps. Hits the left. Oh, big spinning fall. My goodness.
Right hand just blows off.
And just a little stat for you, which is brilliant that I've been told. Rei is 15 years and 1 day older than Serato.
Whoa.
Amazing little figure for you there. Serato, of course, probably the youngest and certainly the most successful in the recent couple of years of the Japanese team, silver medalist. 15 years, wow. It's a whole person between the two of them.
That's a whole career.
Yeah.
So, with Rei being, a bit older than everyone else, I'm excited to see how he does on these kind of new school movements.
I told him at the hotel the other day that he gives me hope. So let's see if he can inspire some older generations out
Yeah,
there.
he seems to have no problem on this boulder.
Yeah.
Although, he's still going to do the thing.
Yes, but he did the first move really easily, cruising on that one.
Yeah. And his swing actually looks very great.
So Hannes on the slab. Has he got the zone yet? Not quite. Zone is on the far right-hand side of the super hold, so not this one, the next one. There he is.
There
That's the
we
10.
go. Crossing the left foot.
The problem is with that is you've then got to sort of kick your right foot out onto the slopey foothold. There's nothing really to stand on that one.
It's just going to put pressure on it, but the problem is you don't trust it. So how do you want to put pressure on things that you don't trust? It's just, it's weird. Slab is weird, man.
It is weird. He's very good at it, though, so if anyone can do it, that man can. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Sets himself for the jib, palm in. And then this is...
Ooh.
Now, we actually took a photo, which I'm going to post on my Instagram now, of that left foot he's standing on, because it's a pretty disgusting hold. It's like... Yeah, it's like a no-text bobble.
Slow knob.
Yeah. Yeah, that's now on my Instagram, so you could check that out if you want to see it. And Nikolai looking up. Nikolai came from the youth scene where he's been very successful. So we're waiting for him to sort of continue this on to the senior circuit, senior side of things. Nikolai just 19 years old, one of our younger competitors, the second to last youngest. In fact, only Keqiao from China, who we've seen climbing before, is younger, and only by a couple of months as well. So Ray, very close now and getting closer, but less than a minute to go. Hannes has got to pull something out of the bag here. Springs up, misses the palm the first time. He drops down. He's got time here, but he's going to have to find something very special. And look at that from Sota Amagata as well, shaking that right hand. He leaves a little bit early. I hope that's not an injury from him. He looked in pain there. Yeah, there you go. Look, shaking that left hand and looking very worried down towards the physios.
I hope it's all right.
He's still looking at it. So there are physios that will help him in the ISO, and he's making his way very quickly back there. So let's see on that
Nikolai making it work. See if he's going to do the top.
He's close. This could be his first top of the afternoon. Pressing, screaming, matches. Good stuff from him. Nikolai Rusev's score will bump up now. Different score from the women's competition the other day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Hannes will have to say goodbye without a top on his slab. We hyped him. We overhyped him.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we cursed Hannes. And I hope he's all right too. He's holding his right arm in kind of a painful way. Yeah, Hannes will be back. He's got so much potential.
With those kind of slabs, it's all a gamble. You can never know if you're going to do it or not. It's just, if you do it, you're going to do it. If you're not going to do it, it's going to be real hard.
Absolutely. Well, this was Nikolai's top within 15 seconds to go. Made the press. He power screamed his way through that move as well. All right. So, Keqiao down on the left-hand side. He's a youngster. Remember, the youngest athlete here. And it's going to be a PB for him, whatever happens. And it's only his second ever World Cup, which is pretty impressive. Jan-Luca Posch down on the far right. The man with the reach that seems to go on forever. There he is on your main screen. One of the taller athletes in our competition here. And he is up off the mats and underway and straight back down.
Sam Abazu fighting through that second boulder.
This is such a Sam boulder. He's got amazing contact strength.
Wow.
He's got that toe buried underneath. Good work. Tries to find a left foot. There's no text for that left foot. And yeah, doesn't like that at all.
Interesting. Choosing to go with a more physical method.
Look at M1. He's gone with the left hand too, but in a different way. He's horizontal here.
Whoa.
Look at Jan-Luca Posch. Well, I'm not sure that's going to work, but I like to see it.
If anyone would do it, it would be him, to be fair.
He's just got those go-go gadget arms.
No,
so
absolutely.
Just continue forever. Thorben dropping into our shot there on M3. So Sam having a long think. He's standing off the mats. The sun can sort of be soaked up by those mats and kind of reflect it back at you. So I presume he's down there on the carpet just to, get a different perspective, but just keep out the heat.
The mats do heat up quite a bit, so yeah, to cool down our shoes, sometimes we just step off the mats, and also walking on those mats for a long time can be very tiring.
I think you're right, I hate those run and jump starts on mats. Feels like you're running on sand a little.
Yeah, you're taking so much out of you just because the mats are so soft and you just really have to run at it.
So Sam, amazing contact strength to get up to that 10. Looks right. Hits the match. That toe is keeping him on. Now he releases it, flicks out. Better.
Deciding to go with the more dynamic beta.
And Jan-Luca Posch changed his mind on the starting move, and now he's up into the run and jump. That was not a bad first go on that.
It's actually very good. He's got a good swing. Decided to change his shoes.
Yeah, he's got different. The one on the right is a very, very soft, souped up from Unparalleled. And he had a Tamoa on the left, and now he's gone double souped up. So softest shoes possible for him.
Thorben's back on it. See if he's got the power to do this one this time.
It's interesting how the knee bar is not really a thing. It was only the first couple of athletes who used that.
Sometimes we get on the mats and we look over and just kind of like, oh, that might be a good idea, and we try it and it doesn't work, and then maybe the next person misses it, and then it's kind of weird how sometimes beta comes and go throughout the rounds.
Yeah, it's got like trends. Almost,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And sometimes it depends on the experience of the athletes as well, because this is a generalization.
Yeah, absolutely.
But generally, the ones towards the bottom of semi-finals are less experienced, and they do sort of weird things occasionally that we think is beta, and then by the time we get to the end, no one's doing it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But, sometimes they have really great ideas.
Yep, and I love to see it. I've seen some of your crazy stuff as well when you were doing it.
Man, missing a hole is not my proudest moment, but I made it work. It wasn't good, but it worked.
It was an awesome moment. I love it when stuff like that happens. It's interesting. We don't want everyone
Yeah,
doing the same
absolutely.
thing.
I mean, beauty of the sport.
Yeah. It's creative, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Talk about creativity. Jan-Luca Posch using his height. Look at this, just a little bit of a stretch up. It was a slip at that time, but he has been good. Now look at on M4 as well. Keqiao up into the press position. Oh, no! Right hand sliding down.
Oh, he's going to give it one more go.
He was so disappointed he almost didn't go again. I think he forgot he's got 15 seconds. It's not going to be enough time, I don't think, unless he finds something special.
No, and that would be it.
So he leaves. Sam Avazu still climbs, but he's leaving too. Everyone goes, and we rotate through, heading towards the halfway point in our semi-final now. Meiichi Narasaki will be up next. Tamoa's brother, and Tamoa will come out later on in the round. Let's have a look at some of our highlights then. This was at the end. Watch his right hand. Both me and Ard had our head in our hands in the commentary box here. Look, got set. Right hand was pretty good.
Yep.
Keep an eye
on. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's just there's one tiny spot that you can put pressure on, and if you're not on that, then you're gone. Unless, you have very good condition for your hands on those holds.
Well, let's see if Sota Amagasa is a little bit more sticky on that move. His last boulder, and he's... yeah, up at the top spot, 59.3. In a fairly high-scoring round, I'd say he wasn't safe yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Getting there. If he gets this done, I can start to gamble a little
Absolutely.
bit more. And there is Meiichi Narasaki on M1. Another athlete who's very tall. I think he might do that move in a similar way to Jan-Luca Posch just now. And Nikolai as well. Feet first, no knee bar. Hits the crimp, but very tensiony through that sequence. And the sun is shining on our stadium. It's cloudy up above, but the sun is cutting through the clouds. And we're coming up to 1 p.m. here in China.
Oh, up onto the zone.
It's all go, isn't it? Ray is looking physical. Meiji starts his run to the left and nearly got it done the first time. And Sota Amagasa, although I thought he was frozen then, but he wasn't actually frozen on screen. He was just moving in slow motion. I thought the camera had gone wrong. He was so still.
Yeah, it seems like he's crimping the volume, which could be very helpful. You know, in World Cup, we should use anything and everything that could help us.
Yeah, all athletes are route setters' worst nightmares, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes I see it and I'm just like, no, it's really not worth it. You know, but in World Cup, anything is worth it.
Yeah, fingernails should never be climbed on, in my opinion.
Other than that, yeah, that's one thing I would never do.
Hey, you say that. You wait till you're in your first final, and I think your fingernails will come out.
Yeah,
hopefully not literally out, but
yeah. To be fair, there's a couple climbs that are like kind of a no-hand slab, and I'm just like, all right, I'll stick like a thumb in there and like hoping that it stays, but I'll never like fully commit to like 4-finger claw down. That would just be a little bit too much. If I have to try that hard, maybe it's just not for me.
Meiji runs again.
Oh.
I'll never forget, I was in Salt Lake, maybe last year, and I was watching Meiji literally like jump his way across the gym that's opposite from the TC.
Oh, yeah.
He just launches across things.
He makes any wall he hops on just small. It's a talent of his, and also being 6'3" helps.
Yes. Sota trying to pinch the no-tex. Not sure.
And also bump the foot.
Ah, interesting.
If I'm not mistaken, that's actually just a dual text.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just dual text. Interesting.
Yeah, Ard is pulling up the photos we took earlier on to remind ourselves of some of these holds. Sota needs to get a move on here. Minute 47 on the clock if he wants to improve on his 59.3. Ray up and established. He's one move away. Should do it from here, really. Left hand up means to bring the right hand into underneath, and he does. That's good work from Ray.
Great send. And Sota close.
Meiji might get it this time, yeah. You could see it coming then.
Had a lot more control on the first purple. Which would get,
yes, teammates fist bump in the middle. That's cool to see. Wow, well, this is shaping up. We're beginning to understand the Boulder set out there. You certainly need to get Boulder number 1 done. It's helpful to get zones everywhere else. But Benjamin Hanna, one of a couple of athletes to get M2. They're not that many. Ray just did it. Nikolai did it as well, but no one else.
I feel like one thing about this this scoring format, I think it gives you a lot of opportunity to come back. You can, mess up the first 2 climb and send the last 2 and just you'd be great. Or I guess if you get zone on 1, 2, and 3, and then top 4, I think you could stand a chance.
Yes, well, as the conversation is going, Sota falls off and tries to save it, not quite. Yeah, there's a lot of chat, honestly, about this new scoring system. I know you guys watching at home have your opinions as well, but we are working it out, and it is just a bit too early to tell if it works or not, but it's certainly been... Oh, wow, look at this. Sota crimping the very top of the volume here. He's been doing this a lot, now brings the match in with the thumbs. I'm surprised he hasn't changed the beta on that one.
Yeah.
Sota looks disappointed. He is in the lead at the moment, though. 59.3 is more than 10 points ahead of Leo Favreau in second place, but big names to come. We'll have to wait and see on this one. And talking about big names, Colin Duffy will be out next for the USA. Second USA athlete out. This was Ray's top. Took him a while to get it, but when he did get it, he looked strong. From here, never looked in doubt. Left hand palming underneath, bringing the right hand to match, kind of in a pinch movement. There he is. Held the moment for a sec to show the judges the control needed. And he's back down to the mats. So there is Colin Duffy down on the right. There's our leaderboard on the right as well. Colin Duffy, of course, probably his most famous moment was the double gold in Innsbruck when he won lead and Boulder. But that man was in the Olympics, of course, as well. Thorben bobbling around, doesn't like that foot at all.
Wow, Sam is just wrestling his way through the boulder number 3. Get in the zone.
Yeah, again, another very Sam Abazu style boulder.
Wow.
This crimps on an overhanging wall.
Oh.
Was that a high point? Might be the high point.
No, I don't. I think Hana's got to the move after that.
Okay.
Wow, Boulder 3 is just packing hard move after hard move. Just wow.
Yeah, I think it's the hardest of the set.
Yeah,
we've seen so far.
absolutely. I think it's one of the harder boulder out there.
Yeah, the women's last night in the finals, it was in a very similar position. It was equally brutal.
Yeah, that was hard to watch, but it was absolutely electric, you know?
It was electric. It made for a tense. I keep wanting to reveal it, and I keep saying I won't reveal it. But yes, go and have a little look.
It came down to the last climber at the last second to make it work.
That's a good teaser. I
Yeah.
like that. That doesn't give anything away, but makes people want to go watch it. Perfect. So, Colin Duffy, who, by the way, if you go to the IFSC Instagram, you can watch him solve a Rubik's Cube in under 20 seconds. This is the kind of stuff this is the content you need to see.
You know, a lot of these guys actually have a lot of different talents that's just unrelated to climbing, and I think it's really, really good to showcase that.
I'm going to ask what yours is in a second. But
Oh,
right
man.
now, Colin is chalking out. He's going to drop the chalk bag mid-move here.
Whoa.
Gets rid of it. That's stylish. The audience like that. And he's trying to figure out the feet here. Begins the movement, pulls through.
And I think that is the intended beta.
Yeah, I think so too. You've got to be really quick with the hands as well.
Yeah,
Fire
absolutely.
through.
I wonder if it's easier to just skip through a couple moves.
Ooh, Thorben looking. That's the fingernails. I think you were talking about that.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Might be brushing his own fingernails off the top of that volley.
Are you
Hope not.
Yeah. Are you willing to sacrifice that or not? Personally, not worth it, but
You can regrow fingernails. They come back.
definitely. But until then, it's quite painful.
Yeah, wait till you're in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the finals on the last climb.
Yeah. Gold medal on the line. Look at that from Colin Duffy, though, on the top left of your screen.
Making
He
it work.
gets the top. Second time on that jump. Good start from Colin. And Luca Posh resting. Sam Abazu chilling away from the mats on the edge. And Thorben making progress now away from that nasty nail crimp and into the press sequence. Let's watch this. Not many have got to this stage. You've got to trust the hands on basically ice. Up he goes.
Oh!
That was close.
Wow. I wonder if it's going to be better facing out again?
Oh, turning.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe. Setters didn't mention that, but maybe, yeah. But how would you turn?
Oh, I have no idea. No, I have no idea.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't think it's intended, but I'd love to see it happen.
You know, a lot of these climbers are capable of doing a lot of very interesting things. So, maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, that left hand crimping. I'm looking away. I don't want to see it. Yeah, there he goes. Moving away. Right, thumbs in now.
Let's look at Sam Abazu fighting through that boulder again. Once more. Looking a little better this time. Just on the right hand.
Yeah, his arms are going to be burning here. 25 seconds. This is better from him. Blocked crimp. Got to be accurate. And he wasn't quite.
Yeah, and that is the high point of that climb.
Does not want to go, does he? There's a long look. 9 seconds on the clock. Sam not in a bad position, though. Third going into that last climb. Although we know that slab is so far proving pretty hard, untopped yet. Right. Alexander Wallach will be out next, or Zander, as I know him. Which I presume is what he wants to be called.
Yeah.
Meichi runs through. Ray moves through. There's Zander down on the right. I hung out with Zander in Red Rocks a couple of years ago.
Oh, awesome.
Flashed a very famous V9 in front of me.
Which one?
I knew you'd ask me that. I can't remember. It's
Fountain?
no, it's where Sleepwalker is, up on the overhang. I think it was him anyway, yeah. I don't know, I'll find it out later on. All right, now Ray is having a look at the crimpy start to this. It's interesting, M3, because we thought the beginning moves would be really hard, but everyone's actually cruising that move.
Yeah.
So far.
I think it's one of those routes that just kind of adds up. One move's alright, the next move's alright, and then just boom.
Yeah, it's just full finger strength. And of course, most of these athletes have unbelievably strong fingers.
Yep.
Ray doesn't even bother with the knee bar. He's read that correctly, showing his experience.
Wow.
So much tension there.
That is incredible.
Look at this from Ray.
Not a problem.
Oh my goodness, he's already in sixth here. Hits the pinch. Oh, so close with that left kick. And Nikolai down on the slab on your main screen now.
Mishi is facing out. Did not work for him.
Yeah, we haven't seen many do that.
Yeah, I definitely see the appeal, although I do think it would be harder to get out of. But he's back at it again.
Yeah, talking about trends, there was a time, I remember, when every climb seemed to start facing out, or at least one around.
Yeah.
It's slightly backed away from that now.
Yeah.
But I think it's sort of a bit of a hangover for some athletes who think it might be the way.
Xander Waller onto the first crimp. Into the zone.
So let's see if you can figure out this jump. Hard to do first time of asking.
Oh,
that wasn't
wow.
bad.
It's quite quick with his hands.
Yeah, we talk about learning a movement a lot because coordination moves like that, those running jumps, although these athletes practice it endlessly, often you really need to learn it, and it's super impressive when someone flashes something like that. Meichi chills a little bit looking at the clock. There is Xander on your main screen. Nikolai, keep an eye on him on the right, not enjoying those footholds at the moment. Xander back into the starting position. Press with the left arm, shoulders engaged. And it's really all about the sort of fleshy bit of your thumb on the first part of that move.
Oh, he just reached to that next hole. Wow.
Slow is definitely better on that, hey? Right, let's see. He didn't do it the first time. He might do it the second
looking
time.
better this time.
Okay, up he goes.
To the top.
Everyone within the top 5, apart from Ray, actually, has done Boulder 1. Imagine what would happen if Ray had done Boulder 1. But I'm surprised he just dropped the top of that, didn't he? Did he drop the top of that?
No, he did. He matched it, yeah.
Yeah, everyone in the top 5, apart from Ray, has done Boulder number 1, so pretty essential at the moment.
Boulder number 1 is, watching that, just almost therapeutic. It's just so beautiful. It's just, wow.
Hypnotic, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. It just works.
Yeah, and on your main screen, Nikolai just not getting to grips with the starting footholds on this route.
Looking down on it now, actually, this is a very beautiful looking round. Just every boulder is just super aesthetic and also climb very well.
Yeah, Seti team has done a good job working late into the night, as they always do here. So Nikolai, a bit better this time, still struggling with the feet though. Yeah, and sort of we're at that phase of the competition now where everyone is figuring out things got a bit tense, a bit more thinky. Meichi still facing out. It looks very awkward to me doing that.
But he's sticking to it.
Yeah, he's making it work, isn't he?
Wow. All right, let's see what he can do with that.
So Meichi hits the zone. So that's points on the ball. First time he's done that.
Oh.
Left hand fires up and you hear the thwack of the legs against the mat there as he hit. 10 seconds, he'll leave. Unfortunate stuff, but just getting the zone at the last minute would be important for his score. Nikolai still wants to carry on climbing. 4 seconds, and look, actually he made progress at the very end.
Not enough time.
And he won't be awarded that zone. You have to use the zone hold, not just touch it like he did.
Oh, man, I was really hoping to watch him send this thing.
I know, I thought it might be his after that first couple of goes, but that's as close as he got.
Looks quite big for him.
Yeah.
His right elbow is not where I think he wanted to be.
So Sam Havasu needs something here. He is inside of the top 8 at the moment, but some big names to come. And Gianluca Posch on M3. Colin Duffy. Now, this is such a Colin Boulder.
Absolutely. Just, pressing through things, just jumping, swinging. He has an incredible swing. His understanding of, like, momentum is just unmatched.
Agreed. Gianluca is using the knee bar. First time we've seen that in a couple of goes. And then Sam Avizu has got very close to the slab, trying to work out those movements. And then down on the far right, we have Oren Pihed from Israel. Now, this man is worth watching. He's the national champion in Israel. This is his first World Cup, first semi-finals. And for those in the know, who keep telling me that this man, Oren, is ridiculously strong, like outrageously so. So we'll have to see. Whether he's got the World Cup head yet, you know, your first World Cup, you're figuring out the boulder, the setting, we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah.
Definitely a possibility.
Right, up goes Oren into the starting position. Back to Colin Duffy, who's facing out. Hits the left palm, presses in with the right leg. Colin pressing hard above his head, creeping underneath, kind of nestling his head in his own elbow there. Colin making that move look very, very awkward out there.
Yeah, he just seems to get stuck. Second he face out.
Sam Avizu making progress, top right of your screen. Watch him, as is Gianluca Posch. Suddenly all action here. The energy picks up in the stadium. Gianluca falls. Sam Avizu falls. Oh, it's all go here suddenly. Great to see a split screen being used. Thank you for the team who's been working super hard behind the scenes to get that going. Appreciate it, guys.
There we go. Colin Duffy is in a better position now. Gets the high toe hook.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Wow.
Yes. I love it when a movie. I love it when you watch a movie, you're like, surely that is impossible.
Yeah.
But I love seeing it.
And then Colin just,
Yeah. Colin, he's got his reputation though. Colin does stuff that no one else really would do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this from
wow.
Oren. Wow, there we go, fulfilling some expectations early on. Good work from him.
It's going to be a really great start.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see him on the more powerful boulders as well.
Exactly. So yeah, boulder number 2, and boulder number 3 will be maybe quite good for him.
Yeah, I think so.
But knock on wood.
Yeah, slab we'll have to wait and see. Last time I was commentating on him, I was in Israel for the Golden Holds a couple of years ago, and Oren had a broken leg there, so I never actually saw him in action.
Oh.
So this is all, I'm just being told things, you know, the rumour mill.
That's fair, yeah.
So, Colin, underneath now, changing his beater a bit here. Will he go for this crazy toe? No, I don't. Oh, he is. He is going.
He is.
Awesome. I'm scared for his brain and his head and his neck. Drops out, but he's okay. I just love the fact he's trying that. He'll know it's not necessarily the way.
Yeah, I think he got a feeling now.
Look at this from Sam Avizu. Can we see a top now? He's got to trust disgusting, skatey surfaces on these super holds.
Come on, Sam.
Come on, Sam. Trust those feet. Slow, Sam. Really slow through here. He's got fingernails. He just needs to match it anywhere. That's going to be a top for Sam Avizu, and he needed it as well. So that 44.4 will be upgraded.
And that's going to put him in a pretty good spot.
No celebration from Sam. Nice and chilled, keeping it focused at the moment. He'd expect himself to get into finals, and that's put him up into the top spot above Sota Amagata. 59.3 was the previous high point, and Sam first one into the 60s. And there's the little celebration, that little fist bump there. We haven't seen a Sam Avizu salute in a long time. You know,
no, it's been a minute.
Celebration.
Yeah.
I miss it. Let's have a watch then. Brought his left foot onto the bobble. You can see that left foot on my Instagram if you want to check it out. And then palming up. Looks right, and I want to see the transition. We're not quite going to catch it, but then this press. And look at that, I'm amazed he drop kneed like that, because that's not much rubber going on those
That's
holds.
very awkward and just super insecure.
Yeah, in outdoor climbing, we'd say those footholds are polished. They're the most outrageously polished things. Cool, so that's all but Boulder 3 tops then.
Yeah.
Xander Wallop is on number 2. Mechi is on the very tricky M3. Ray down on the slab. I've got my fingers crossed for Ray. I'm trying not to have favourites, okay? I try.
Yeah.
But it would be very cool if you made it.
But I do want to see Ray in finals. I think there's just something so cool that he's like still getting after and still, you know, performing well and still climbing and still having that spirit. Super cool. Oh.
Tomoa dropping through. Another man who's done it all in terms of competition climbing. Didn't have the Olympics he would have wanted. It was kind of hard to watch on that. I remember, seeing him and his family watching on. Tomoa's still under 30, though. He's been on the scene for such a long time. He's done 53 Boulder World Cups in his career.
Wow.
7 gold medals, 15 silvers, and 3 bronzes, and 27 finals.
27 finals.
And in fact, to shock you even more, 46 semis. So out of 53 World Cups, he's made 46 semis out of that.
Wow. I just also think it's, 25 podiums out of 27 finals?
Crazy, yeah?
Oh. Got a slightly different generation. He's kind of pulling through and pulling up, which is very interesting. A lot of people just kind of push down onto the foot and then back up again. But he's just pulling straight up like you didn't have the foot. That's actually one thing that Tomoa is amazing at. Just pulling through and pulling up. You know, the gymnast, man. Yeah,
and you should go check out his YouTube channel. He runs it with Keqiao, and there's some training tips on there. And it's a just good place to visit if you're either want to improve your climbing, you're new to climbing. And hopefully we have got some new people watching us here. This is obviously the start of the 25 season. Right. Off Tomoa goes.
Ooh.
Most people have kind of got that in a couple of goes. Tomoa not getting it yet.
Not quite.
Not quite. What's the time left?
But this should be a move that he's familiar with. The style that he likes. So, let's see.
Yeah, he's chalking up with liquid chalk between every round. It is heating up out there. Yeah, the humidity was around about, I can't remember, was it 48 or something when we started?
Yeah, just about.
It was 56 yesterday, so 10% more humid yesterday than it was today. So Tomoa will go again. That was a bit slow on that middle sequence.
Yeah, a little bit more control, I want to say, on the hand. Although he peels off quite quickly.
I think he needs more of a snap in the middle there.
Maybe more liquid shot? I'm kidding.
Yeah. So Xander.
I thought
he was on there, sliding out of that.
Wow.
And then Mechi goes up. Mechi is currently in the danger zone down in 8th, 34.1 at the moment. Xander chilling. Looks at the clock. 1 minute 12.
And Tomoa making it work. And getting that top. Wow.
Took him a few goes, but it doesn't really matter. Only minus 0.1, remember, per fall. So it doesn't really matter how many times you go at it. You'll just be slightly out of touch.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's easily enough. Ray, then. Back when Ray started climbing, there was no such thing as no-tex holds.
Nope. Just power, strength.
Springs up. Does a sort of palm bump from volume to no-tex, or tries to anyway.
Maybe he was slipping off the volume and then just slip through.
So often with the slab, because the slows are often slower falls.
Yeah.
That you sort of see athletes slapping around and trying to get something.
Yeah. I do actually like slab in that sense. Like, okay, maybe you could save it, maybe you could not. Like, I guess I shouldn't spoil. But yesterday in semi, there was some very interesting save. Very impressive save on boulder number 4. The women's, the slab.
Yes, there were some good saves. Yeah, so sort of like moments where you're like teetering around, you're slapping for something, it works out, you think, okay, I'm just going to go with this. It's all good. So, transition again as we come through. Paul Schempf up next as we enter into our top 10 now.
I think we're just about a little over halfway through. Whoa.
Yes, the rounds are slightly longer nowadays because of the 24 athletes who make it through to this stage. It's been brought into line with lead. It was always a bit of a funny part of the rules, that one, that, you know, lead and Boulder was different in terms of the athletes going through. It also meant that I forgot all the time how many athletes were meant to go through.
It's 26 in lead.
Yeah.
24 in Boulder. Yeah. Although now it's even at 8 to finals, which is great.
Yeah. So, Gianluca not enjoying the starting moves here yet.
Colin Duffy floating that move. Wow.
Colin,
keeping the low foot.
So static on that move as well. Will Colin be the first to get Boulder number 3 done? He's a couple of moves away here. No, a bit low on
Not
that one.
Quite. Oh, and Paul just sticking that move.
Oh, yeah, Paul is up. Paul has got outrageously flexible limbs. I was just watching him turn that heel hook, kind of pointing his knee down.
Very mobile.
Very mobile. And has a little look left.
Which would be needed, especially if you're tall.
Mm. Yeah, there was a time when I would wax lyrical about Paul's double stack knee bars, and I got told I talked about it too. I got told apparently I have a bit of a man crush on Paul Schempf because I talked about him so much. Maybe I do.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. It's because I'm short and I want to be. That's the only reason.
There are some very tall athletes on the circuits.
All right, so Oren is back on from Israel. Now, I said that this man is very, very strong. We'll have to wait and see if he can pull that off on this boulder. That's the word on the street anyway, so we'll have to see if he's got that physicality. And Gianluca Posch not enjoying the first holds there. Oren reaching around the corner, finds it, kicks in. Paul Schempf obviously done on boulder 1. That's why that space is empty. Colin Duffy, one move away, has been resting. I just want to make a bit of a correction there. Actually, we watch Colin now, swinging, waiting. Gianluca Posch has got through those first couple of moves. And Colin still waits. This is patient stuff from Colin Duffy. He knows how close he came. He's got the beater down. Might as well regain some strength there. Colin waits. Gianluca pulls on. Good to see him get through those first couple of moves well. Palm underneath. Now he's found the sequence. It's looking super smooth from him from here. Still Colin waits, prowling like a tiger across the back of the mat, waiting for his moment. Look at this from Gianluca Posch. It's been a real learning progress for him, this. Palms in, starts the press. This is good stuff. But he's got a lot of leg to bring up now. Unwraps the leg, but he was always slipping down. And he can't quite hold it. Keep an eye on Colin on M3, through the overhang now. Holds the power move once more here. Shoulders standing up. Bobbles the feet. Hits the left hand. Looks right. Hits the right hand. This is where he got to before, though. Has he got the power this time? Right foot driven in. Hits the right hand. Similar position. Colin will not get it done this time, and he will say goodbye. He rested for such a long time to get the energy back there in order to do the move. That was as close. I mean, so close to that top, but you just feel that it was just one snatch away again.
Yeah, it's just very powerful boulder, and, at the end you might not have anything left. Although very good playing from him.
Root setter there, just one of our, root setter, Sergio, just cleaning off a bit of blood, I think, from that hold underneath where a few people have put the knee bar in. That's why he's up on a ladder.
Oh.
Jan-Luca got to this position before. He can't get it again, though. It was awkward. I really enjoyed seeing that from Jan-Luca. He went from 0 progress to nearly topping the thing.
That's what all climbing is about.
That's a good point.
Yeah. No, I think that's so beautiful. It's like a puzzle on the wall.
It is.
It's gonna make your way through and just figure out what works for you, what doesn't.
I don't know why I bother with climbing. It's 98% falling off and a sort of like 2% joy at the end of the day. But those moments of joy is what makes it so special.
It's like golfing.
I wouldn't know, mate. I'm not a golfer.
You know, it's quite boring, but when you hit that one shot, you know it.
Are you a golfer, Ard?
I try to.
Okay.
I try to as much as I can. I suck.
Right.
Put it out there, but you know, I always have a lot of fun just going out there on the course. My coach really likes golfing. Tyson, he's a big golfer back in the day, and you know, we just.
I feel this is a future World Climbing Club content. We'll have to go golfing you a bit.
Absolutely. That would be good. Just bring out the finalists or the semi-finalists and just see.
Who can try
Make
further.
a day. Who can try? Yeah.
I'm down. Right, Andrzej Pahak is up on M1, the only member of Team Slovenia to get through to this stage. Tomoa Narasaki is up towards the zone pretty much straight away. Xander Waller is upside down and falling out, and Meichi Narasaki is on the final slab.
Oh! Tomoa is making quick work of that.
Yeah, look at this from Tomoa.
Wow.
This is good from him, and he needs it as
The
well.
top. Beautiful.
Yeah, Tomoa goes from 34.4. He'll be upgraded from 12th now.
Two for two so far. Same with Oren.
Yeah, Oren up there. He's fulfilling what I said about him. That is pretty impressive, Oren. I remember actually a couple of years ago I was introduced to him in a gym in Israel. And I was introduced, I don't know why I forgot this before, but I was introduced and someone just said, "This is the future world champion." And I sort of smiled and nodded in a sort of like, oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah,
but, you know,
hey.
might be.
It's looking pretty good so far.
As is Meichi. Look at this. He goes right foot. Everyone else has gone left foot. Pressing now. Face on the yellow.
So much tension on that right foot. Just holding it.
He's got so much body to stand up on, though. Brings the knee in. My favourite move.
Wow.
Careful, careful now. You've got to turn, but slowly. He's nearly fell there. Second one to do the slab, though, after Sam Avazu.
What a save.
He definitely fell off that thing. Just the right palm saved him.
Yeah. No, but these routes, they're just, if you're in the right position, it will be good. But getting there is just very difficult.
So Xander has to put what he would have felt the energy from the crowd. He would have seen him do it. Got to focus on himself, though. Andrzej Pahak is struggling with the first couple of moves. Sam Avazu leading the way, but only just, because that top from Meichi Narasaki, 68.8 versus 68.3. Close.
Wow. Very tight scoring.
Sotter just outside of the 60s. Oren pushed down because of that top, with 2 boulders to go. Tomoa, Ray, Theo Blom, and then Leo Favot into our top 7. Keqiao, I think, down and out, 43.4. He's likely to be pushed out here. I think you're going to need high 50s, I reckon, by the end of this to get through.
Yeah, yesterday we were guessing what the winning score would be. Oof. A lot of us were very off, but Colin Duffy, bro, he got it on the dot. It was very impressive, actually. I think it was a 54 point something.
Okay.
Oh,
wow. Big
great
spin.
attempt.
Andrzej coming down. You can see in the background there, this stadium is surrounded by what I think is the perfect climbing crag, but I'm told there's no routes on it yet. But
it's time we do some FAs. You know, all the climbers didn't make it through. Just go out there and start putting up climbs.
Please do. I think we might get shouted at.
Oh, absolutely.
100% shouted at. Xander with the rolls out. Yeah, it's interesting. He's going for this knee bar and breathing really hard here. It's warm out there right now. Bit of a breeze, but less of a breeze than this morning. When I walked in, all the officials were sort of standing with arms wide, enjoying that breeze, but it's gone away a bit. 16 second. Anje needs something here.
Oh,
Not going to get it. And he'll know that's very important for this round.
yeah. 1 and 2 is going to be the decider.
Yeah, look at our top 8. Only Ray in the top 8 hasn't got number 1 done, and I think Ray's going to be in trouble.
I do think that this is a very interesting round. Usually, the first one would be kind of the confident booster, or kind of like it's the route that set the tone for the rest of the boulders. But for this round, there's 2. So 1 and 2 is the boulder that like you just need to do to really set yourself up for the rest.
Yeah, the story of our round is developing in front of our eyes here as we come up past the halfway point now. Paul Gempt is out. And then Mejdi Shout. Really good to see Mejdi back. There's a little chat with him on my channel. And we were talking about how he's feeling pretty relaxed this year. Now, there is an appeal incoming against Meiichi Narasaki's top.
On number
4.
Whoa.
Well, I tell you what's happened there is he did kind of fall into the move.
Yeah.
He definitely did it, whether he celebrated a bit early. Because the judges... Okay, let me explain this. Because if you're celebrating, you're not still. You're not in control, technically. And it is appealable. If you're a coach from another team and you see that, you haven't seen control. Although it's clear that he's made the top, technically he hasn't. So it's going to be interesting, that one. And that will really affect his score if that one happens.
He did have control, though.
Well, did he? Because if he's moving around, that's the argument, you see. It's the same when an athlete pounds the top of the wall. Technically, it's not a match.
Yeah.
And it will be a huge mistake if that is what's happened. So, and Meiichi will be kicking himself.
Absolutely. Oh, that would be very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. So we'll wait and see on that one. So Oren is resting on the edge of the match. He's in a very good position to make finals too. And, he's already got the zone on M3.
Yep. So he's in a very good position right now. Just above Sota.
Colin goes and has a shoe change. Looking to has he broken his shoe there? Maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Has he not put on maybe a smaller shoe? It's the same model, right?
Yeah. Well, actually,
is it the same model? We're both staring at the screen here. Both evolves, but what? Maybe it's, I don't know. I think it might be a size thing. Shoe geeks, send us that info, please. Paul Gempt with a big bump.
Just making that look super easy and quite, frankly, small.
What's happening on M3? So Oren was, brushes. I thought it was a bit of a technical incident. I think we're all good. Paul, big set, almost overkicked that, landed right at the edge far right of the volume.
He's making this look a lot more controlled than a lot of other athletes.
This should be a Mejdi move, shouldn't it? Missing a purple hold there.
Just by a little bit.
Yeah, one of the bounciest climbers we have. Truly new school, this man. Sporting a new leopard print chalk bag as well. Very stylish.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last year when we went to Squamish. He has some, like the yearly paints that he just loves. Last year it was this black and white striped pants. And he kind of just changes outfit throughout the years.
Okay.
It's super interesting. So he had a blue chalk back last year and he was like, yeah, dude, that's so last year. I gotta find a new one. So.
Whoa, he does it a bit different, then flicks in. That's confident stuff. Concentrate, Mejdi gets it done.
That's it.
That was stylish.
And Paul's also back up. Oh, just missing that left hand.
Yeah, better place him at the foot though as he came through. Oren doesn't like the look of that, but the zone is more than enough. He's still in touch with 59.5. Colin, though, has been shaking his head like crazy, not enjoying these moves.
Oh, I wonder if that move will be easier for taller athletes because they can just press onto the supia. Oh.
Pings off. He's got a minute, Colin. He's got time to reset here. It's the loneliest place on a slab when you can't do it.
Yeah. You just slide off and you have no idea why.
And the problem is the more frustrated you get, the less helpful it is because you start to make little mistakes.
Yep.
So he just needs to reset.
And then your emotion gets heated, your body heats up, and then your shoe heats up, and then you just slide.
Yeah. You can see this happening to Colin at the moment.
Yeah.
I think he's going to call it pretty soon. Yeah, he wants out, doesn't he? So Colin will leave the stage. I feel for him. He's far outside of the top 8 as well. So not his round here today. Paul, meanwhile, still going. The only athlete out on the mats. Hits the right pinch, and that will be his round done as well. It hasn't been one of those where the top 10 have run away with this. Everyone's kind of pretty well balanced.
Exactly. Anything could happen at any time.
Yeah. Which leads to an exciting crescendo to our semi-final here. Not many to go. Let's see what Paul did. This is a big stretch he did, managing to keep the feet on as he did that move.
And right here, you can also see he kept the left foot. Oh, well, that's the dynamic beta. Right. On to the next. And we have Toby Roberts on the mats.
Yeah, the Olympic champion himself out on the mat, sporting a new hairstyle this year. The blonde, which rather suits his gold medal from the Olympics. He's been out training in Japan. And I asked him at the beginning of the season, I said, look, Toby, you're going to have a bit of a chilled year. And he just said, I was going to, but then I realized I really loved competing, and now I just want to do them all.
Yeah.
He's super keen on this IFSC season.
Competing is very fun. It's a very interesting experience, and oh man, I cannot get enough of it.
It's good to have you on.
Yeah. My coach always say pressure is privilege, and I absolutely agree. Wow.
Look at this, Manje had to put that first Gordo behind. It's hard to know where to look. Toby's up, Anje's up, Tamoa's one move away as well, and Tamoa's getting
no.
Not going to get it. Oh, that was so close.
That was an amazing first attempt from him.
Right, Toby's springing back and forth. It's not his kind of a move, this, but it's something that should be in his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
this level, you've got to be able to do this.
Absolutely. Although I feel like this route is so tricky, it's just so precise that you just have to get that first purple right, or else.
Yeah, I mean, he's easily through the bottom, which is sort of gross crimps, which is what he likes. But yeah, he's not the most dynamic climber, which I think he'd admit to. He sort of preferred to be grinding out sort of nasty holds and like big shouldery sequences.
What? I've never seen him done that. But no, that is definitely one of the things that he's really, really good at.
Yeah.
And he definitely used that to his limit.
Oh yeah, he can really push it. Right, Zandervoller onto the slab now. I love the way the route setters have used that slab, by the way. This time the women's have been more on the left, the men's goes right into the corner. And it does curve out quite a lot, that corner, where the yellow markings are down the wall. No idea what the angle is. Keep an eye on that top 8. Leo Favo is about to be pushed outside of it. Sam Avazu still leading the way. And in fact, Sam Avazu will be in to the final, so we'll see him climb again. Actually, maybe not. I've just over-predicted that, haven't I? He's likely to be, let's put it like that.
Oh.
Was that a Tamoa scream?
I think it was...
That was Anze. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think I've ever heard Tamoa scream. Well, Tamoa got one hand on the final hold. Can he do it this time? Has he found some recovery? Up he goes with the right hand. No, again!
Just missed it. Wow.
Savage boulder, that one.
Oh, and I think he's calling it.
Minute 33, left on the clock and he goes.
Very interesting strategy.
He is shaking his right hand. I wonder, looking down his finger, I think he might have ripped a bit of skin off there, got a bit of a flapper going on. I'd be surprised if he, surprised to go that early unless he'd got a problem.
Although next route is a slab, so you don't really need the power, but,
That's why I think it might be a flapper, because he was looking down at his index finger as he left, so I think he might have ripped something and just needs to go and tape that up. And you know, if you're aware that you probably won't do it again, and you've got a bit of a skin issue, you might
It's
as well
fair.
bail.
Yeah.
Toby though is in a bit of trouble right now with less than a minute to go.
On the first boulder, which is, as we can see, very, very important.
Very important. So Toby could be in trouble early on here. Anže reaches through. Anže also needed to get this done. Another one who didn't get Boulder 1 under his belt. Zander's going to say goodbye, I think, to the slab. He's not making progress yet. We'll put on one more time.
Let's see if he can make anything happen. Oh.
He's kicking very high on the wall with that right foot. Zander's done. Toby falls. And Toby's walking slowly back to the chalk. Toby is done.
Grabbing it, and wow.
Ooh, bit of drama.
Whoa.
So Toby, on his weakest boulder, does kind of succumb to that weakness. And by the way, while we talk about YouTube channel, do go check out Toby's YouTube. I love shouting out climbers' YouTube channels. I know the amount of work that it goes into making them.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, go and subscribe to World Climbing Club, of course, the best YouTube channel out there. But
absolutely.
As a second best, Toby's is pretty good. This was Tomoa launching through the bottom sequence, nice and fluid and smooth through here. He got a hand on the final hold twice, but couldn't quite finish off the sequence. Right hand up, trying to find some power, very shouldery here. Trust the right foot. He was fully on that as well.
Ooh.
So, Paul Jempf will try his hand. Orin is on the slab. And Orin is still in third with the boulder to go. So he could jump ahead of Sam here. And who's on M1? We've got Yuji Fujiwaki from Japan.
Mishti is on number 2. Making quick work. Wow.
Remember, everyone, Ben Hanna. I know he's outside of the top, but he flashed this boulder.
He made that boulder look super easy. I was slightly worried, but not anymore. He just was really, really strong on that boulder.
Mejdi screams, but that's a flash for him as well. Well, that's 2 flashes now. Good work from Mejdi.
Mishti is always the one that's really, really fun to watch. He's just so electric.
Yep. And you know everything he's going through as well. He has not got a poker face.
Yeah, no. Oh, speaking of that, I should play poker with him. Might be easy to win.
I mean, traveling around the world is expensive, right?
Oh, no, absolutely. No, exactly.
Take full advantage. In fact, I might join that game.
Sorry, 5'10". I'll be taking from him. I'm kidding.
You're not really kidding, though.
No, we tried. He just immediately like, no, I'm bad. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
Is there a World Cup poker scene?
No, there's definitely smaller groups of people that we hang out with that we occasionally do like a couple things together, especially in Salt Lake City, you know, like a bunch of, you know, the U.S. guys live there, have the house there, so we go over, play some poker, small buy-in, just, you know, have a night and hang out, and then sleep. But, yeah, on the international scene, not so much. I mean, at our hotel we have pools, so that's really nice. Everyone's just kind of there, hang out. But, no, I wish we do more things together. Maybe in Salt Lake, I'll invite some of the French guys to go top golf or something.
And me, please. Remember
Absolutely.
This. As I said, terrible at golf, but
yeah.
Take some money off me. Right, I just want to update some Meiichi Narasaki info. Appeal rejected, so no change to the results. So Meiichi will be very happy there. So Paul, breathing deep, looking at the clock here. And this is Yuji now. New hairstyle for Yuji as well. He's got the same blue as Futaba Ito.
Whoa.
I have no idea why I know that. But he's gone for the full purple rinse, whereas Futaba just went for the dyed tips. Interesting.
No, the Japanese always have the most amazing hair.
They do, don't they?
It's always so much fun, just like seeing the beginning of the season, or even every competition, you're just like, all right, who's going to have the most beautiful hair this season?
Toby Roberts.
Toby.
Gold to match the gold.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a really good one. And also, can we talk about the Japanese jersey this year?
Oh, yes,
Wow.
we can. I know, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, Japanese team kit. We're seeing it now. I need one of those in my wardrobe.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was close from Yuji that time.
Wow. It's a very good temp on that jump. Paul is taking his time, resting before giving another go on the boulder number 3. And Yuji's back up on it again.
Yeah, Yuji very, very close. He's only got 49 seconds though. He'll have to be quick. Oren as well hasn't made any progress on the slab. In the top 3, might be shaky. Imagine if he makes the final in his first ever World Cup. That would be pretty incredible. Tapping Yuji there, tapping that blue hold.
Oh.
29 seconds. This is going to be tense for a few of our athletes. Oren is one move away from this zone. He kind of needs this. If he can get it,
He would likely be.
he's pretty guaranteed finals, isn't he? And that'll be his first. Now that should be. I think he's got it. Right.
Oh, wow.
Oren is up. Can he finish the thing?
With 10 seconds left on the clock.
He might do. He's got to be very quick. Needs to kick that leg up. 8 seconds. The time ticks down. 6. It's going to be a buzzer beater. Can he do it? He's just got to fly and pop. He's close. Not going to be, but it should be a finals for him.
Not just enough time, but that was an amazing performance. And I think he knows it too. Wow.
Yeah, that is his first ever World Cup. Not only first semi-finals, first finals.
Wow.
That's got to be up there. Wow, good stuff from Oren.
Wow. Oren's
That was incredible.
first.
He's leading the way in his first ever World Cup. Awesome stuff from him. Right, Samoa on the slab down at the bottom. He's in 4th, looking pretty solid at the moment. So, Toby Roberts underneath, pressing. He needs to find something here. Didn't get the slab done. Brings the right foot through. Wraps himself underneath. This is better from Toby. Diane Akhtar, his teammate, leads off his semi-final. Brilliant performance from him, qualifying in the top 3. Beating Toby, beating a lot of people. And Diane has been coming for a while.
Diane has definitely gone a lot stronger since last season. His performance this year is going to be... I'm very excited to see how he carries himself throughout the season.
Yeah. It will be interesting. It's a long season, this one, remember. We're traveling throughout the world.
To Brazil. It's going to be amazing. Well, I'm skipping it, but...
Yeah, I'm excited for
To the ones...
my first time
going.
ever in Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sorting
Right
out
on.
some filming, so do subscribe to the IFSC YouTube channel. And looking, sorry, from Toby as well,
Cool.
promote things here. We'll keep an eye on Toby. Toby looking right.
Oh, Diane just falling off the top of that.
Left heel in.
Oh, just slipped off the zone hole or the 10 hole. Oh, wow. There's a lot of very good climbing going on right now. Don't even know where to look.
Well, it's all go still here. Diane working his way through. 2 minutes 15. Anjay outside at the moment. Not sure if he can pull it back, especially on Boulder 3, which is the hard one.
Yeah.
Samoa down, staggering backwards. Diane chalking up here. Team GB bringing quite a big squad to this World Cup. Missing a couple. I know Molly Thompson-Smith is doing a lot of outdoor climbing. I'm not sure where she's going to be competing this year. Maybe more lead for Molly. I'll have to wait and see. So, Toby is still on M2, and this could be the end of Toby's competition almost before it starts here. He's down in 17th.
Although he got 2 more boulders after this.
Yep. But
so he's going to need something very special.
Exactly. He needs something right now. This is an important minute, 20 seconds for Toby. Samoa. Ooh, that was a risky bump with the right foot there.
Oh. Oh, Daya not quite getting that move.
Yeah, minute then on the clock here. The buzzer goes. Our top 8, Theo Blom is in 44.4 currently. I said Theo, apologies. Thorben Blom. So Toby again, he's got a minute to rescue his semi-finals here. Hits the left hand, fires up towards the zone. So far so good. Springing off, finds the right, but still hips away from the wall, just not quite there. And a bit of urgency coming in for Toby now.
He's feeling it. He's getting hyped up. Oh.
Samoa as well, not making progress on that slab.
Oh. And that's it for Toby. And done and Samoa. Wow. Oh. Samoa walking away with no zone on boulder number 4, although he's in a pretty good spot right now. So let's see if that will remain.
Yeah, exactly. And Toby, I mean, we said he had a minute to rescue his competition. Toby in a lot of trouble now as we move in. Now, a huge reaction because the silver gold medalist, Serato Anraku, comes onto the stage. This man is unbelievably popular. Wherever Serato goes, his fans follow.
Absolutely. Oh, and Mishti on the power boulder.
Yeah.
Paul on the slab, which I'm very interested to see how this goes for him.
Yeah, so Paul has got to fit himself in. Serato, I think he might enjoy flowing through this. Serato, when he's on form,
he's unbeatable.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, he's totally unbeatable when he is. But he does have those moments. And I'm tempted to say it was a maturity thing. You know, he came on at 16. Mm-hmm. Occasionally he'd just get a bit flustered. Wouldn't necessarily show it, but having talked to a few people about it, he just felt the pressure.
Absolutely.
So I think he might develop with that one. Mm-hmm. And when he does, you guys are in trouble. Just watch it.
I can wait for that day to come. I can wait. As in, like, he's already, doing very, very well, beating anyone in his way.
Yeah, he does. And look at this. He floats through the first section. So Serato touching the top. A perfect start for him. Just a couple of failed attempts near to the maximum. All right, so Serato is underway and going. Yuji is in your main screen. Mejdi launches feet first, and Paul Jemp is slab climbing. That's the state of things in the semis. Mm-hmm. Only one athlete to come, which is Dokyan Lee. Before we start to say goodbye to some boulders, wind down our semis, but a lot of climbing ahead of us here.
Yeah, not Mishti. Serato has probably one of the most impressive climbing posture, one of the most unique. He's able to keep everything kind of straight and square while having control over every limb, which is really, really impressive.
A good control shown from him. Mejdi's resting as we'd expect on M3.
Sanding off his finger?
Yeah, maybe. Athletes will do that to, if they've got little flecks of skin out, they bring sandpaper. And I know it sounds weird if you're listening at home, that why would you sand down your fingers if you're trying to save skin? Well, you don't want flappers, and little bits of sticking out skin can not only sort of roll you off a hole, but they can develop into cuts and tears in your fingers, so they'll get rid of that.
The more even your skin, the more friction you can have.
Yeah, so you will see that sometimes. Yuji looking back and forth, he pulls on quite quickly.
Although some climbers have very sweaty skin, and sanding your skin only going to make it worse. So, depends on the person.
Yeah, skin is very person dependent, isn't it?
Paul's back on it, and he seems to just be able to stand straight up on that. Get in the zone quite easily.
Now he's cleaning off the chalk on his hands because the no-tex actually works a little better when your hands are moist. And there was a debate in the technical meeting about exactly what an athlete can bring onto the mats, whether you can bring sort of water spray for your hands, and it's sort of an ongoing conversation, that one. So Paul looks right, palming down. He's getting close. Not many, only 2 have got this so far. Paul rotates, decides to go with the right foot. He's now got to press upwards. Oh, turning that knee. He's been here a long time. And now he goes left again, changes his mind once more.
Oh, Yuji does not seem to be...
Yeah, frustrated. That scream was from him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1 minute on the clock. Paul brings up the right foot. Careful, careful, Paul. Don't rush this. Fingertips on in a squatted down position. Third athlete to do it, and watch the scoreboard rotate through. He was in 8th. He was in the danger zone.
And now
oh no, hang on a sec. What's this? This is starting position, which is going to be interesting here. Now, if it is a starting position, he will get 2 minutes more added to his time. He'll go off, he'll come back on, he'll be fitted into the rotation. I'll wait for the update on that. If it is that, and if it is that, ideally, obviously, we would have wanted him called down before he got to the top of the boulder. Or it might have been a match at the top. Maybe they said yes when it was a no, but something certainly happened there. So we'll wait and see on that one. I will get updated. I wonder if we're going to see a replay of this. Yes, we are. So let's have a little... We didn't see the starting position, so we don't know if it's a starting position. It looked to me like the match was okay at the top.
It seemed to me like that was fine.
Yeah. So let's have a look, though. Hopefully we can see it. I mean, I think he matched it, so it must have been the bottom.
He was on it.
So that's a match.
Yeah.
So therefore, the issue, if there is an issue, should have been down low. We'll wait and see.
Toby Robert, his favorite style of boulder. The power.
Well, it's got to be, because he's 0 for 2 so far.
He's going to need this one. And the next.
And the next, yes. So Toby has done this the hard way if he's going to qualify. His teammate next to him.
2GB, qualifying quite high.
And Do-Hyun Lee runs on. I had a chat with him the other day, talked about his shoulder. And he did confirm to me that it was pretty bad during the Olympics. He was really struggling with it, which is a shame, because I thought after that OQS qualifier where he was just outrageously good. So I'm looking forward to seeing Do-Hyun this year.
Still managed to qualify first, so I'm excited to see how he would perform even with the injured shoulder.
Yeah.
Or recovered.
Yeah, he says it's okay now. So that off-season obviously doing him some good. The 6 months or so allowed him to recover. Diane looking good. Fires up with the left hand. Haven't been updated, by the way, on the Paul Gent situation. And he has been given it still on our scores, so I'm not sure what that conversation was about. Maybe it was nothing. It might have been a warning, maybe something about behaviour on the mats or something like that. I don't know.
Possibly. But we'll see. Gonna wait for the update. Oh, talking about shoulder with Do-Hyun Lee. Maybe he might not like this round as much, since we have 2 very intense shoulder moves on first and second boulder. And ouch, what a fall.
Yeah, it's not going to be helping his skin situation, that is he, as he slides down the blue. So, Toby pulls on. 3 minutes on the clock and lots of work to do for the Olympic gold medalist. Up he comes into the feet first position. Cruisy so far through here. Into the crimps with the right hand. Ange Pak is our main.
Wow. Floating through those moves. Come on, Toby. Oh, not quite. Everybody who have done that move seems to have their feet lower. Not quite to the left. So, I'm interested to see if Toby will figure that out.
Yeah, he's got to. 2 minutes. By the way, the conversation with Paul was about the zone on M3. And we have seen that taken out, so I presume he was just informed about that. Shouldn't really affect his position. You never know, though. But yeah, he was ordered the zone. I presume he got taken away the zone. But anyway, that's what that conversation was about. So not about the slab.
All right.
Keqiao also has 2 minutes to figure out the run and jump at the top. He's come really close a couple of times to getting it. Anjay not making progress either. He's down and out of our top 8. It's only in 15th for him. And there he is on your main screen. Palming up, missing the pinch though. Keqiao up onto the crimp once more. This sequence has really got down on the top left of your screen. Now this run and jump is what's let him down so far. Starts the swing, starts the movement onto our main screen. Hits it, and that's much better from him this time.
A very interesting generation. He actually has his right hand on the crimp and left hand on the zone. Oh, and Toby
needs this. He's one away.
Oh,
no,
not quite.
Is that his competition falling away from him? Toby in real trouble right now. Diane up towards the zone. Looks right. Kicks off. Oh, good catch. This could be a top for Diane as well. Left foot high underneath. We haven't seen many drop it from here. Very physical though, and that is going to be a top for Diane. That is good work from him. So that's going to bump him up from 21st.
That's a very important top for him.
Super important. Toby's fighting to the very end, as you'd expect. 20 seconds, and I think we're going to have to say goodbye to Toby from the semi-finals. Not out of touch of the finals. We'll see him again in a week or so in Wujiang. A week or so? In a week, right? In a week. It's Wujiang. Next week. This week.
5 days, actually. Wow.
Unreal, isn't it? Yeah, the doubleheader start to the season is an intense one. Absolutely loving things. We're bringing you as much content as possible. In fact, I head to Shanghai tonight. We're going to go and film in some gyms there. We're going to go eat some local delicacies, hang out with some physios.
Sounds amazing.
Yep, all that content you'll be able to see next week on the World Climbing Club. Do hit the subscribe button, please.
And we get to watch his top once more.
It's good work from Day on that, wasn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. Well done from him. 3 to go, of course, but that number 1 boulder, very important. So, Mejdi is on the slab on the left of your screens now. We're starting to say goodbye to boulders. Keqiao was, of course, the last athlete out, so boulder number 1 is done. Serato immediately faces out and then turns back in. And Yuji up into the hardest boulder of the set. No one making the match on that so far. Feet first from Yuji.
Oof.
And here is Serato. Love the double bump with the left hand there. Hit it immediately adjusted in the same movement. And then this swing over to the right and spiraling down.
Oh, wow. Oh, just missed the right hand and the power scream. Or it might be a frustrated scream, but...
So Serato cleans up that top hold. You can see the black on the volume where athletes have planted their feet. Mejdi, meanwhile, creeps into the no-tech section of this climb.
Get in the zone. And let's see if he can make this move work. He's got a bunch of practice with this. Oh, and goes back. Whoa.
Yeah, we might have discounted Toby, by the way, a little too early. He can theoretically get into the top 8, but he will be in a very vulnerable position if he does. If he's got a topless boulder and he'd still be hovering around the 8 mark. So, technically, yes. Needs a bit of magic, though. Oren still leading the way. 69.1 from him. Mejdi looks right as Serato climbs his way through the opening section nice and smoothly. Hits the 10 with the right hand. Makes the match. Looks right. This is the move he dropped before. Can he get it second time? Yes, he can.
Nice.
Big moment for Serato. Up underneath. We saw Diane do this moments ago. Now Serato repeats it. That's a top for him. And that's 2 out of 2 for Serato. Is he in one of those unbeatable moods?
Maybe.
Certainly looking at like it, isn't it?
Well, I guess we'll have to see on third boulder.
Yeah.
And Mishti jumped up to number 1, just past Oren, with the zone, but he definitely will want that top.
Yeah, remember, Mejdi was the one who, back in Hachiochi, did the press jump move in his trainers after the comp had finished, because he just didn't know what the move was. No one did back then. Yeah, one of the viral moments for that season was that moment. It was frustrating at the time, but in hindsight, a very brave thing to do for the setters.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sometimes you have to push the athletes into territory they don't know yet.
And now that move is everywhere, in climbing gyms everywhere all over the world.
Yep. As is the slab spin.
Yeah, no, exactly.
When you sort of rotate to face the audience, plant the
and
foot
then
down.
Boom.
Yeah.
So now it's everywhere, and it requires lots of bravery to just make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it means that you might fail. That no one might top that climb. Remember in Hachiochi being like, I wish they'd figured out, a different alternative way to do it.
Yeah.
But now, a couple of years down the line, it pays off.
Just have to invest in the move.
Yeah.
Sounds weird. A climbing move, you have to invest in it.
I want to invent one now. I'm trying to think of weird
That
things
would be good. Yeah.
I'm quite glad that the handstand never took off.
Yeah.
The cartwheel across.
I just feel, with those moves, I just feel like there's always an option to kind of somewhat break it.
Yes.
If you really wanted to.
I just don't know if I want to see climbers cartwheeling on a wall.
I don't think many of us can.
It was actually set in a competition once and then decided to be taken away.
Ah, so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Mishti back on this move once more with 35 seconds on the clock.
Not long here. Pressing upwards, looks left. Those shoulders are going to be hurting as he finds it.
And he is up. Let's see if he can put it together.
Kind of poetic if he gets this one done. But he's got to... Oh, no! God! Oof. 16 seconds. He's gone. Is he inside the top 8? What's the score looking like
He's
here?
on top right now.
Right, so he's all right. Yeah, so he's just jumped above Oren by getting that. So our new high point is 69.3.
Serato is already in the top 8 with 2 tops. So that's going to be pretty good for him going forward.
And this was Serato's very quick send here. Fired his way through. It took him one go just to get the range on this move. Second go was fine. Oh, actually, it almost wasn't fine. He kind of bounced off it. And then the match underneath. Well, we continue our semi-finals here. Aiming for just 8, remember? If you're just joining us, this is the men's semi-final. My name is Matt Groom. I'm joined by Ard Inchupong from Thailand here in the commentary box. Not making a semi-finals, but I'm expecting you to make many more, please. And we were enjoying many more. They were enjoying this men's semi-final. Higher scoring in the women's round, which was very tense yesterday in both the semis and the finals. You can watch those competitions and go back. And if you want to see some highlights, well, the World Climbing Club is up on YouTube now. Highlights from semis and finals, including a very exciting end to the comp. So, Do-hyun, full arm involved there as he presses into the start hold and misses the slap left on the first time. Our top 8, Serato, is already inside finals, technically, with 2 very quick sends, 49.8, just 0.2 off the maximum. Ray, unfortunately, pushed outside, so he's not going to get another chance. Now, here is Toby. Now, if he is going to make it, he's got to top this thing, and it's still going to be shaky.
Oh, and Diane. Oh, just slipping off the top.
Yeah, that happened. That was the crowd screaming just a bit off screen, so Diane very close to finishing things. Toby, meanwhile, up with the shoulders. Palm on the no-tex. Looks left, looks right. Looks awkward. Like a bird sort of mid-flap up there. Pressing up through the foot, going back down. This is going to be really straining those shoulders.
He's going to need to do this dynamically.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What?
Just catch himself.
How did he save that? Oh, I was almost sick. That left arm kind of
that was brutal.
Fully out of his socket almost there. Oh, look at this from Do-hyun. He messed up the move the first time. Easy the second time. Comes left. Look at... Oh, wow. A bit like Serato did, but Serato saved it, sort of springing off. That volume there. You can see the boxes down on the left. That's the key for our scoreboard, which you'll see occasionally come up on the, well, as I say, on the right-hand side. Full white box for a top, half white box for a zone, cross through the box for no score. Diane, as you said, one move away from the top.
Exactly. Wow. And he should be getting a zone soon. So that would bump him up in a pretty good spot if he tops the last one.
Yeah, waiting for that to be updated. So 2 minutes 12 on the clock for Diane, who will rest, I would imagine, for a pretty long time here. Do-hyun resting as well, and Toby is back in action. You can just see his feet in the background there as he gets stood up on the bobble. Diane pulling on. There's Do-hyun, who's looking calm and composed with 2 minutes left on the clock. Toby, as you can see, making progress towards the sloper now. Left hand, right hand underneath. Right foot right at the top of that volume.
Wow. Getting the sun once more.
The winds begin again. He's got to, as you said, be a bit more dynamic on this move, I think. Oh, no. And by the way, Diane, the crowd has gone crazy because Diane Akbar is the only one to top out M3. I know we missed it on camera, but I'm telling you because the crowd's reaction was so clear. But Diane, the only one to do that. We'll show you a replay in a minute. Fantastic stuff from him, and that has put him in a good position suddenly.
Wow.
Toby then, moving through.
That's the performance we need.
It is. Sorry we missed it, everyone. We'll see it again in a couple of seconds. Toby, meanwhile, can save things here. Or can he? Up he goes. Right. Suddenly all to play for. Looks left, looks right. Can he get a foot engaged? Yes, he can. He's down in 13th with 39.5. Pressing. Looks right. Foot up. Oh, Toby's been here for so long. Left foot in now. Matching with both feet.
Oh, got his left hand in a better position. This will open up the box.
Pressing in. Up he comes. This could be a top for Toby. He's as close as go, but look at that time. It's ticking away for him.
Toby.
Oh, this is a grind. We said he enjoys this. He's going to top this. He's got to be quick, though. Come on, Toby. 8 seconds. 7. Nodding. 6. 5. Here we go. He's got to reach back. We can hear the note. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. Oh, the backwards reach. But that will leave Toby outside of a finals place. But the audience is on their feet applauding him because that was a fight until the very last few seconds of Toby's round.
And also, Do-hyun did.
This is the replay we wanted to see. Diane, the only one to top this so far. We heard the crowd's reaction to it, and what a moment for him as he brings that hand in, and that celebration shows you what it meant to him.
Yeah, he knows it too. He's the only one.
And Do-hyun as well. We missed this too. Up he comes into the 25, right foot on a jib. Matched, and Do-hyun's competition continues perfectly for him as well. Ooh, things hotting up in the dying parts of our competition here.
What a round it has become.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. Fuji on the left, Serato on the right. Oh, nearly dropped it straight away, didn't he? Crimping. Oh, that was smooth.
Making that look easy. Too easy.
Yeah, he spotted the fact it was kind of a campus move.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Ard, what are we watching here, eh? Look at this from Serato. Heel in. What problem?
She's doing a different sport than all of us.
It really is. Serato is on fire today. I think it might be time to make some predictions for a final, potentially, to podium places later on.
Yeah. It's also not a good idea to bet against him right now. He's looking very, very good.
So Serato makes a statement. We saw Diane fight his way through, and then
his score to jump up to, what was it, 74.8, which is a very, very impressive score.
Yeah, with a Boulder to go, he's easily into finals.
Yep.
Right, Yuji comes across. Fingertips just saving him.
Should be a zone, I want to say.
Should be, yeah. I think now. Move those feet, yeah, it should count.
Oh. Right foot just in the bolt hole. Just move it off that. Let's see if he can find some friction on that. No, he cannot. Wow. I wonder if this boulder feels different now that it is quite a bit warmer than when we started.
It's true. Good point. Yeah, we're coming up to 2:20 here in the afternoon. The sun has been shining through the clouds all day, kind of baking this stadium. It's warm out there. Usually 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Top 8. Diane sitting now inside of a finals place for him. Diane's previous best was 4th, so he has made finals before. Yeah, a good start to his season if he can get into another one. Yuji up onto the balls now. Oh no, not quite. I think finger slipped then as he made the movement. Nice. Just slowed it down there. Took a second. And forwards, you can see that bandaged left knee. Looking pretty nasty, that, wherever he's hit it on. That's the offending slab, the black rubber. And it's a very bad angled hold, that cheetah hold. Not the greatest friction on it either. It's not criticism. This is what the hold's meant to be. But just to show you what he's standing on. And you can see the ball really covered in black from Climbers rubber. And Yuji clearly frustrated here. And he's down and out at the moment, 22nd with just a 19.9. So he's outside of finals.
Just outside. So now Diane and Do-Yoon are currently not in final spot. So everybody up from Paul, Mishi, Sam, Oren, Mishi, and Surato are now confirmed. Oh, well, that leaves Tomoa and Sota just on the bubble. Yuji seemed to be rushing on that foot move. Not as precise as it could be. With just under 1 minute, he is getting a little frustrated, I see. Wow. Everything is boiling up. The last 30 seconds, see if you can put something together.
Yeah, comes through. Left foot.
Looking a bit more solid this time. Just slipped. And that will be it for him.
Yeah, Yuji will leave holding that left shoulder here as he walks across the stage. Right, Serato flicks those feet through, up with the left pinch. Comes up into the pinch. Yeah, that was Serato on an impressive climb there. Right, so Diane up into 8th at the moment. He's got real potential to make a finals here, if he can get this slab done.
Dalian's also one of those athletes that is incredibly physical and very, very strong. So this boulder should be quite suited to his style.
Yes, exactly.
And as he gets down with so much control.
Crushing his way
incredible.
Into the pinch. Left foot up. Looks down at the feet. Right toe in. Hits the side.
Wow.
Oh, and look at this from Do-Hyun Lee.
Another flash on boulder 3. Do-Hyun and Serato are just climbing in their own league.
Yeah, they are really on it, aren't they, these two? It's so cool to see. I kind of feel we missed out on that Olympic fight back in the Olympics because of that shoulder injury. And maybe this is the year we get to replay it.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is comeback of the century.
Yeah, so Diane on the slab now. He's still got work to do. He's currently in 8th on the bubble. And Serato is the one who's going to bump him out of it as well. Oh yeah, we've actually got different scores going on here. So on our score, Diane's in 10th. On that score, he's in 8th. So I think it's just an update here. So Serato's jumped above him.
Serato would have been...
Yeah, so maybe that score on the right is a bit slow to be updated. Apologies about that.
So Diane will need a zone to make it through. A top to confirm it. Well, to be fair, a zone will confirm it.
Yeah. Looks down at the bobble. Kicks onto it. Palming through. Breathing deeply.
Oh.
2 minutes 40 here. Yes, I think the score's a little bit to do with the internet connection here in China. It just can be a little bit slow to reach it from the judges to the TV screen, if you see what I mean. So thank you for your patience. Bear with us on this one. Diane, whatever, needs to get this if he is going to stand a chance. So he's close, but not there yet. Left foot in. Up he comes with the right. Into the palm with the right hand. A little bobble with the feet.
Nice little foot swap. But now he has to do another one. Should be... Wow. Just fighting through that... Oh. It was not enough.
Yeah, not quite. That's the press at the top of this chimney. We've seen so many athletes get there. So many slide off it.
So many slipped off that thing.
Occasionally coming down.
It's a brutal hole.
It is a brutal hold. 1 minute 38, though. Not long for Diane here. Up he goes again. It's been a good fight throughout this. Walking his way across, so confident on those bad foot. Houdini swap with the left, but it actually bobbles down. He doesn't even look at the foot. He knows it's such a low percentage move when you do it like that.
You just gotta believe. You just gotta trust it. Oh, and now he's rushing a little bit.
1 minute on the clock.
Diane. Take a second to brush.
Yeah, remember the scores on the right are not accurate, so they have not been updated. So ignore that for the time being. There is a free app which seems to be having the better scores at the moment, but Diane, whatever, has to, in 10th, 59.1, below Sota. But if he can get this top in the final minute, he's likely to be through. Right foot onto the bobble, palm down. Oh. He's changing shoes, really?
Wow,
Surely not.
30 seconds left.
He's putting stiffer ones on, you know. He wants to find an edge, I presume, on that bobble there. Yeah, so slightly stiffer ones on, but this is a very risky shoes change. Oh my goodness, I feel like commentating shoes. He hasn't even done this thing up. Do it up, Diane. All right, well, up he goes, 12 seconds. I think he might regret that, you know, because he's not going to have time to do this, and he needed a top into the palm. Came through, bobbles off, whatever it's not going to be, and Diane will miss out on the finals here this afternoon, but came so close, and that is impressive stuff from him.
Gotta give it to him. He took the gamble and changed in that shoe. Maybe if he had 15 seconds, he would make that work.
Yeah, this is Do-hyun. Coming through, hit the right crimp, just 3 fingers finding it. This was such a good send from him. And down he comes. So, Serato on the final climb. He is currently, where is Mr. Serato on our scores? Yeah, leading the way. So this is a bit of a victory lap from him. And I think now the scores have been updated. Cool. So, Diane is out, as we expected. Quite a few draws, 59.4 with Paul and Samoa there. So we'll have to see how that's worked out afterwards. Countback should make a difference, but we'll have to see. Oh, no, we bring more through into a finals, don't we?
Although that's just 7 and 8. So, yeah.
Yeah, so 8th get through. So, yeah, those two with the draw scores. Serato coming through. Careful with that left foot. It's going to be interesting to see, is Serato or Do-hyun, which one of those is going to be on the top spot of the podium here? Podium, what am I talking about? Sort of the semis.
Serato has 4 more attempts. Well, sorry, 4 less attempts than Do-hyun, so Do-hyun will have to do this slab in the least amount of attempts to pass him. Although they're already in the finals.
Yeah.
So
I just kind of want to see Serato get the full 4.
4-4, yeah. Not quite the perfect 100, but 99, 98 is
pretty
very,
close,
very
isn't it?
good.
That is such a disgusting bobble, isn't it? I mean, it's we both looked at that, really enjoyed seeing it.
Take a picture of it. Gonna go into my galleries of hold not to use. I'm kidding. That would be interesting to see how that hole can be utilized in the future. He's back on it again.
Yeah, so down he comes, looks right, looks down at the bobble. It's interesting, Serato, everyone's really struggled on this. It's been a good slab, this. I think some of the women's slab was perhaps a little overcooked, I mean, obviously, yesterday. But this slab has been really nicely timed, I think. It's challenging, not many have topped it.
I think this is a very good slab. There's 3 tops so far, and a good amount of zone, and a good amount of blanks. So I think that's provided a lot of separation for the round.
Yes, 2 minutes 22. Yeah, you're right. It's been a great separation. A lot. Well, we say that it's been good separation. A few in the 60s, but I mean separated by those decimal points, which is super important.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well done, setters. Nice one on that one. Right, Serato creeping through. This is a bit better, I think. Oh, and he makes the Houdini swap work into the 10. Then no text. Yeah, I'm surprised he fell on that. I thought he was in. So 1 minute 55.
Looking just as calm as ever.
Yes, our leaderboard is there. You can see a couple of those scores. Hans van Dyson, very surprised to see him in last place on this semis. Just didn't have a good round for him.
Maybe it's just not the day for him, which happens.
Yeah. Serato, not the day on the slab at the moment. 1 minute 27. And Nicola Rusev outside of that top 8 as well. He's down in 18th. Colin Duffy, you saw the frustration from him. All these scores will be updated at the end, and do remember that appeals might come through after this finishes. I haven't got any more messages about them, so I'm not expecting there to be, but sometimes when a broadcast finishes, the scores change, just to let you guys know at home. And the wind there picking up, you can see it rustling in the background. There's meant to be this storm system that's teased us with potential rain over the last couple of days. It stayed away yesterday, thank goodness. There was contingency plans.
Hopefully no rain today.
Yeah, hopefully so, because it was meant to be a massive storm. It was talking about evacuations. It was really meant to be quite extreme, so luckily that stayed away. Sorry.
He's back on it again, looking pretty solid.
Yeah, he's looking good, eh?
Always
that section.
Maybe it's worth the...
He's done.
That's it.
So Serato says goodbye. He's currently on top, but Dokyan has a chance to jump above him. 74.4. So who will be climbing last this evening? Talking about climbing last, I was talking to Oriane's coach at breakfast this morning. Oh, no, I can't reveal it, can I? I'm not going to reveal it. I nearly revealed it hard. I nearly did what I said I wouldn't do. Oh, sorry, everyone. It's a bit early for spoilers, I will admit. I've got some great tidbits, though, if I could reveal it.
They're so close. At least it's a good teaser for the next thing to watch next year.
I'll say it in finals, maybe.
Yep.
Well, there is our wonderful stadium. The audience hiding behind umbrellas, showing you how hot it is, and in the background, the mountains that surround the cliffs that surround us here, where I want to go climbing one day. Dokyan runs out then, down towards the left.
The last climber of the evening.
Yeah,
of the semi-final.
Going to finish things off here. So, 4 minutes 42 on the clock. Last 5 minutes of our competition. And Dokyan Lee, the only athlete who can make a difference. Not many have topped this, just 3 athletes have climbed their way to the top of this slab. Quite a few have got zones along the way. It's one of those, and that's the spray I was talking about. So, that is allowed to be brought onto the mat. It was debated during the technical incident. That will just be filled with water. And the reason that athletes are doing that is because no-tex holds can feel better when you've got moist hands. It's a weird thing to see. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's part of modern climbing.
I like it personally.
Do you like it?
I think it's absolutely a tactic that...
Oh, no, I don't mind the water spray. I just find the whole no-tex thing interesting.
Yeah, that one I do think I find very interesting.
Yeah, great tactic. Don't get me wrong, brilliant.
It could totally be a make or break.
Yeah. And it's a new thing for our sport, so actually quite cool to see that shot there, because it was talked about.
Yeah, absolutely. I do really enjoy the pressing side of it. The holding side of it is not so much. I think it could create some very intense gripping on your hand that could lead to some strain that you don't want, especially sometimes when, I have a bit more chalk on my hand and I have to overgrip something and then it kind of strains up into my forearm. But pressing on no-techs, I actually have no problem with.
Ooh, interesting.
I actually really like it.
You're weird, Ard. Very weird.
I am. I also like standing on dual tech, so.
Oh my, are you okay?
Yeah. No,
Do you
not
want to
really.
talk about it?
There's been quite a bit. There's a lot. I mean, I climb, so that's for one.
And you golf.
I know.
Unreal.
Yeah, no, that checks. Maybe we should get a therapist.
I think it's time. Anyway, back to the climbing. Doshan standing through. This is looking good for him.
Wow. It's making that look very easy.
So right foot on a jib. Oh, bumping up.
And
knee. Yes.
Wow.
Excellent.
And that's definitely a 10. Let's see if we can get the top. Looking a little nervous.
Yeah, he's kind of hovering, isn't he? That foot can slide so easily and send you down. You would have no... Oh. Yeah, he nearly popped for it,
yeah,
didn't he?
That's the foot. I think you need both feet on before you can get up. So let's see if you could get the left drop knee. No, he doesn't seem to want to do that.
Yeah, he comes up towards the 25. 1 minute 59 on the clock.
Oh, the knee though.
Knees in.
There we go.
He's getting closer. He's still not there yet. We saw Toby fall at this point. Do-hyun will make it work though. That's the top, and that is the perfect round for Do-hyun Lee.
Amazing fight for that top.
4 out of 4 for him. He is back with a bang. Forget that shoulder injury. Do-hyun might be one to watch for the rest of 25. Remember, there is an overall winner as well. A lot of athletes wanting to get that. Spotted by Euro holds. And Do-hyun will leave the mats, waving goodbye to his crowd. Well, we will wait for an update and then we will say goodbye, returning at... When are we returning? 8 o'clock? Yes.
I think so,
8 p.m. tonight. I'll have Chloe Koskoi with me in the stadium, and that is our stadium. What a place to go climbing, eh? The sport facilities stretching out around that. And this is our top 8. Do-hyun Lee leading the way with a 99.3, almost perfect. Saratum after that. Mejdi Schalk, Orin, first World Cup, first semi-finals, first finals, one to watch. Sam Avazu in 5th, Meiichi Narasaki in 6th, Tomoa Narasaki in 7th, Paul Gemp joint 7th. That should be our top 8 as it stands. Sota close, but not quite. And as we go down our list, Dayan Akhtar, he might have got into that final if things had been different, but he's going to have to settle for 10th. Thorben had a good climb. He's down in 12th, highest placing German athlete in these Boulder semis. And then a bit of disappointment for Toby Roberts. He'll reset. I would imagine we'll see him on a lead wall in Wujiang in a couple of days. And then down at the bottom, Hannes van Dijssen, a comp to forget for him, but I'm sure he will be bouncing back later on in the season. Well, Ard, look, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yep.
Thank you for joining me. Can't wait to see you in Salt Lake very soon. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And to everyone watching, we'll be back tonight for the finals action. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you soon.
We express our heartfelt gratitude to all the volunteers who generously contributed their time and all their quick dedication to ensure the success of this event. Your selfless efforts have played a significant role in making it a resounding success.